Starting early.
Okay, I believe we are started. Happy holidays! Season's greetings!
Where's our frames? Oh yeah, they're there.
We have frames, so things are working
We
okay.
have frames. Things are working.
And Bruce Kultgen was first, and Buddy Carafano is here already. Hi guys, welcome to the stream. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate.
Twisted Mopar Garage.
Says hello everyone. Welcome to the stream, Twisted Mopar Garage. We are out here. We got the fireplace cranking. Mike N says hello all. Happy Thanksgiving. And the same from Twisted Mopar Garage. And the same to all of you. I hope you ate your fill today. Watched some sports ball.
Check, check.
Welcome to the stream, Lester LeSabre, Crash with Roadrunner
we got a
Garage,
bunch of
Doug's
people in here.
Garage. Everybody's just piling in.
That's
instantly.
pretty cool.
Have no fear that it potato.
Dougster's actually when it got here at 9:30.
Okay, so what is your favorite seasonal potato? I want to hear about it.
What?
What is their favorite? Damn old turkeys. We didn't have turkey this year.
Well, wait a minute now. We decided not to do a turkey because it's too much food for two of us. So we decided to do a ham, canned ham that I have. But we didn't do that. We bought a piece of pork and you put it in the...
I got a really good deal on a piece of pork loin. And
so it's in the crock pot.
It's in the crock pot with some potatoes and carrots. I mean, it's just the two of us.
But
we don't need to cook a...
But then yesterday we went to the store and they had turkeys on sale. What'd we get? A turkey for $4?
Yeah, like $4.50.
It's this giant frozen thing.
Yeah, so, frozen solid.
So obviously we can't cook it. Yeah, it's thawing out. So it'll be another night.
Sorry.
Okay, bunch more people. You got to say hello.
Wow, everybody's piling in so quickly. Did I say hello to Crash's Roadrunner? I already did. KJ Kiley is here. Welcome to the stream. How's Thanksgiving in Pittsburgh? Is it snowing up there yet? Man, it's getting cold here, so it must be cold there. Dougster says, my beloved Lions won today. We're going to the Super Bowl, or close. Nice. Uncle Tony's microphone is my favorite seasonal potato. Yeah, they have some sound issues.
Oh, did they? I guess I missed it.
When they do their live stream, correct me if I'm wrong, but when they do their live stream, it's like they're in like a metal box, and there's just terrible. Like a lot of, and it just, and you try and tell him like you need some stuff hung on the walls and the ceiling and the floor, and he's like, no, it's fine. It's like, no, it's terrible.
Well, you know, when I used to do the when I used to do the live with Tony, Kathy sat across from us with her phone. The whole thing was done with the phone.
Her phone is phenomenal.
Now they got a camera and they got a microphone, but it sounds terrible, so I don't know what they've done.
Mike says it's all echo. Yeah. Well, you have to prepare the room. Like our studio, we have the green screen behind us, and that's cloth. And then I have towels on the floor and pillows over in the corners and hangings on the wall, and everything is that I can cover with something soft to absorb echo is in there, and it shows. You know, you get that much better, and we probably get a little echo in here, but it's a much bigger space. Bud the Spud Yukon Gold is my favorite type of potato. But how do you like it prepared, Dougster?
Oh, Yukon Gold is good potatoes.
They need a thicker rug. They do, Mike. They need a thick rug and a wall hanging. Yeah, wall hangings. And a couch. Sometimes a couch will really help, you know? They're like just sitting on office chairs. That doesn't do nothing for them. But they'll get it. They don't care. People watch anyways.
You know,
Brawler is here. Says, what's up, guys? Happy Thanksgiving. Also, remember, I said I had a timing issue. It wasn't that. Bought a new rotor and cap, and the car runs good. That's great.
Wow, that's good.
Fantastic. Glad to hear that you're having success.
we were really going after it here, like the last hour or so in the shop. Kim was working on a 318 that's on a stand over there, and I was wiring up some big wiring harness I'm making. And I was warm enough. We brought the temperature up in here probably like 6 degrees with the wood stove that's over there. But now that we sat down, ooh,
It's a little cold.
a little cold. I was thinking about turning that heater on.
We could
So
do that. Yeah.
I gotta bring the cord over here because
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's a little on the cooler side
All right.
over here.
You know what? Would you want to crack one of those vents on the front of that stove? That'll get it go. Or unless it's up in the over fire
I
zone.
think it's already. Oh, this stove is really. It's nice and warm over here. Yeah.
What
It's
what zone is it in the on
it's
the?
like 550
I don't. What color?
red, but that thing's off a little, so I don't worry about that. A whole
Okay.
lot. But it's going. It's pretty nice.
All
I'll
right.
drag the cord over there.
The yellow one.
Yeah, I gotta untangle it though, 'cause it's
Oh, we have
running around a lot of stuff.
quantum entanglement of our extension cords. Buddy Carfano likes some mashed covered in gravy. Jack likes French fried taters. I do like fries. Yes. What about scallop potatoes? Does anybody like scallop potatoes with cheese and sour cream? Like in a casserole dish? I kind of like them.
You want
JB is here, says howdy howdy all.
au gratin potatoes?
Yeah. That's kind of like scallop
Yeah,
potatoes.
my mother used to make au gratin potatoes, and my brother didn't like them. He called them old rotten potatoes.
Old rotten
Au gratin
potatoes.
potato.
Oh, Twisted Mopar Garage says I made my first turkey. Homemade dressing, candied yams, taters and gravy. Been here for 12 years. Well, congratulations. It's sometimes it's just nice to make a nice, wholesome, home style, traditional turkey dinner.
JB's here.
And we're going to make our turkey because we got it for 39 cents a pound. Because it was one of those things like if you spend a certain amount of money, they give you your turkey for, pennies. And it was like, well, that's too much good protein. Like we are on a budget. We have to make sure that when we're shopping that we buy enough food at a decent price so that we don't go hungry.
I'm sorry, I'm not in the right place. I'm trying to let the heat in between us here.
No, that's okay. I feel like we're too far away from the...
Grand Pito Vic is here. Good evening.
Welcome, Grand Pito Vic. I saw that you made a YouTube video.
He had a live the other night. Last night.
Was it last night?
Yeah, I was in there.
Congratulations. Making forward progress is always good.
Cope. John Cope. Good
Welcome
evening.
to the stream, Mr. Cope. Happy Thanksgiving. Tim says, met with the in-laws and friends for a potluck dinner. Easier than cooking a big dinner for me and my wife. Yeah, making one really good, nice-sized dish is way easier to make and clean up than trying to make all the everything, especially for just one or two people. See, Mike has a Boston butt in the crock pot now. Been cooking since 9 a.m. I think I put the pork loin in at was it 11 o'clock in the morning or was it 1 o'clock in the afternoon? I can't remember.
It was off when I left the house. You turned it off.
I turned it back on when I went up there because it
good.
wasn't, the carrots are still really, really not quite done.
Johnny C. That was a great video. Picking up the Zephyr. Really enjoyed. Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah. We got a video out this week. I hope you guys got to watch it.
We had a good time doing that
I
trip.
did my best to, kind of be coherent and keep it moving. There was a lot of editing to get that video out, and I said we were going to have it out, and then we didn't get it out until 10 o'clock at night. So I apologize that we're a little slow, but I edit and then he watches it and then makes comments and then I edit again and then he watches it again and then we might do that revision multiple times. I think though that we put out some good content and there seems like there was a lot of people who were watching and enjoying it.
Brawler says the same thing. That road trip video Texas was awesome. Nice car.
It's a great project.
Yeah, it's a project car, but you know what? You can go and start it and drive it. And there was you saw the video. There's a bunch of little crap we had to fix to make it a drivable car to get home. But that was just stuff because he hadn't used it very much. Like the first thing, I felt like I was going to break the key off in the key switch because the thing wouldn't turn. And all I did was sprayed some CRC power lube in there. Man, that key just
That
works
car has
perfectly.
not been anyone's primary driver for a long
So,
time. It's obvious that it like sat and wasn't like neglected, but just not used. So like the brakes were a little funny and the carburetor was a little funny and there was a lot of stuff to like
John Cope
it,
says,
it went good. It went
John
good.
Cope says that restaurant joint looked cool.
Oh my gosh, if you're ever on I-40, you got to go there. The people are cool and the food is
It kind of reminds me. Well, I used to travel with my parents in the late '50s, and that's you stop in places like that. They wouldn't stop in place probably quite that ugly, a bait shop, but the food is the same kind of thing. It's just on a grill right there, and it's not chain store stuff. It's like that's their version of sandwiches, and it's really good stuff.
Dave the Rave came in. I almost missed him, and I did miss something. I got to go back up. There was something. Uh, Enjoyed the Zephyr. Met with in-laws. Yukon Gold. Um. bu- 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 Oh, B&R Racing. Welcome to the stream. Asked, how is inflation in Tennessee, Kim? It's terrible in Illinois.
It's terrible everywhere.
It really is. I mean, it's astronomical. Like the numbers that they give, the official numbers that the government is giving about inflation, they're not real. You know, like we'll have 3 quarters of huge inflation, and we'll have 1 quarter where it's sort of like not as bad, and then they'll claim that the whole year was the not as bad. It's like if we have a year of huge inflation and then we have 1 month of like back, it's like you don't gain any ground. Like we're all buried in it.
Is
But
that thing shaking? Or is it me? Is it going or is it my eyeballs doing that?
yeah, I don't know.
If
It's
you
fine.
shake it too much, it'll quit.
Yeah.
It's just that my hands are
We got the
freezing.
little space heater here because we're on the opposite end of the shop, and there's a lot of. We had left the shop unheated for a week, and it got cold in here, and it takes a couple days of running a heater to bring it back up to. Inflation everywhere is crazy. They lie completely. Yeah. Now, if you are smart with your money, there are some deals out there on some things. People who are like Uncle Tony was talking about it. Like there's deals to be had. People who need to liquidate some stuff to generate some income. But like we don't. The last thing we need is more vehicles. But I keep seeing vehicles that like I'm like, oh man, I should have held my money 2 years ago and then bought now.
I know. I know what you want right now.
What do I want?
Another A or B body Chrysler product
No,
because you want to put that 318 in one of them.
no, I don't think.
I was thinking you would want a dedicated race car to put that in. Oh, Dean Stevenson's here. Good evening.
Welcome to the stream, Dean. Tim says he'll save the frozen turkey for warmer weather and do it in the smoker. I think I'll be doing ours. Oh, you know what? I might do the turkey in the crock pot. Once it's thawed, I'll be able to get it in.
Two things. JB says, what's the temps up here? It's like 39 degrees Fahrenheit. In here, it's 62 right now because we got the wood stove going.
I came out this afternoon around 3 and got the fire going so that we would be comfortable enough to. That's when we put up the. I'll get the fire going. We'll do a stream tonight.
Buddy Carafano says duct tape is a window fix. Maybe cringe. Duct tape is not a fix. Okay, well, here's the story on the duct tape.
It was already duct tape.
It was
when we
duct
got
tape
there.
when we got there. It had been duct tape for a long time, so it was really hard to get.
And
In
it's-
fact, we didn't get that off there. It was a piece of plexiglass.
Yeah,
that
it's not
somebody-
even window glass.
Is terrible piece of plexiglass. There's new to us, a new used window in the back seat with all the stuff to make it
Yeah.
work. So we've got to pull
But
that.
we wanted to get going, so
Yeah,
instead of pulling the door apart and putting it in, we just taped it up and got on our way.
We're not going to do that on the road. So, yeah. Ruger Farming. Good evening. We are in Middle Tennessee.
Who's Ruger? Oh, Ruger Farm. Yes, we are in Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, north of Nashville by about 45 minutes, something like that. And this is
And where are you, Ruger Farming?
yeah, absolutely. Where do you grow Rugers?
Yeah, where do you grow Rugers? I like that.
I can guess where you don't.
Let's see.
Tennessee's an okay place to.
Oh, this feels good now.
All right, good.
Yeah, I was getting real cold.
Well, you see, I was like running around turning wrenches, and he was sitting here doing.
I was
little
working,
stuff.
she was working, we stayed warm, and once we settled down here, I'm like, ooh, my hands are a little cold. Yeah.
Grand Pedovic is in southernish North Carolina. Ooh. I hope you're staying warm. Oh. So we got super distracted. We got back here, and then the next morning after we got back here was the day after. We were like just starting to get ready to like, okay, now we're going to do this, this, and this. And we got a knock on the door, and they were like, were you asking about firewood? And we were like, why, yes, we were. And so across the street, up the road.
He's in Northeast Missouri. Okay, keep going. Something
Oh, Ruger
garage.
Farming,
Got
are
all
you?
these new people in here, really cool.
Something garage. I've heard of I've seen their videos.
Okay.
I haven't watched, I can't think of what I watched, but I have seen them on YouTube. Ruger Farming, are you part of the No Name Nationals group yet? If you're in Northeast Missouri, you'll be able to go for that. It's not super far. Not everybody does car stuff though.
Yeah, we're the No Name National is Southeast Missouri. Well, anyway, I interrupted you about the whole thing that happened the day after we got here. And
that duct tape is going to be miserable getting off that door frame.
You know
without
what?
Taking the paint off the car.
But I know how to do that. It won't be hard. And the part that's on the plexiglass, we don't care about. That plexiglass will go in the trash.
Yeah, it's just like while we were on the trip, it wasn't something we wanted to pick at. I kind of think the Monkey Mobile was sort of ugly, but everybody has their own sort of. I mean, it was different.
The monkey sang a song about their town. Yeah, last train to Clarksville. No more trains here.
There's a train bridge though.
There are trains. There's a local train that runs around and does something, but there's no trains that come through here anymore. It's a short line thing. I don't know what they use it for. It goes back and forth.
Ranwin Part. Yeah.
Okay, I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yes. So about the firewood. So, we had all these plans and we were going to do this, that, and the other thing. And I did have the garage pretty much cleaned out. And I had the slant six. Well, the slant six is on the stand right there. You can just barely see the orange of the oil pan down there. So the slant six is on the stand. And so they're like, oh, can you help? Well, if you want this wood, and I said, well, we have a skid loader and I have a truck. And they're like, all right, well, come and get it, because we got to get it out of here today, and we got to take some of it to the sawmill, and you can take whatever you can get before we got to be done. So we dropped what we were doing and all our plans. Now the only problem was the truck that I have is that green truck, and most of you probably were not here when I did the video about the green truck revival, but it was just a regular Ram 1500 short bed single cab, nice truck. And it runs, but we have not done anything. It's never left the property. But, we're just crossing the street to get this wood, But I had a motor sitting in it, just like camped there the whole time that truck's been sitting there. So I had to bring the truck in here and yank the motor and get all the rest of the trash out of the back of the truck. And then we brought all this wood. And when I say all this wood, that tree was this.
Oh, that tree was
this
5
big
feet
around,
6 feet around, something like
We've
that.
got a whole year's worth of firewood, but obviously it won't be good this year. It's too green, but it'll be great for next year. So we have a great big pile of firewood now.
A whole bunch more people just piled in.
But we also have a 318 on the stand in the garage now, which is a pain in the butt. And I got the transmission for the Dart because we're switching the transmission in the Dart from 3 on the tree to a 904 automatic because you can
It'll
do
just
more.
be nice for you.
Yeah, and it's just cause that's what I wanted.
Say hi to some people here. Mexican Spec, good evening. How you doing?
Oh, welcome.
Gearhead, how you doing? BNR Racing. Yeah, a whole bunch of people piling in here. This is really good.
I brought the Bad Grandpa to No Name. Oh, something garage is Bad Grandpa. I have your sticker on the kitchen table. I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't make all the connection. I'm sorry.
Kimborghini.
I hope you're doing well. I enjoyed the Bad Grandpa car. It was really cool. I don't think Purple Power works as well as it used to. Maybe, Mike. Ugh.
What's purple power?
It's like soap. It might help take off. They're trying to suggest things
Oh,
to
I
take
know
that
it'll.
duct tape
I know
off.
it'll take it off.
What's that? There's some goo gone up there.
Probably Goo Gone and some manual
Scraping.
pick a. Yeah,
Ugh.
but most of that stuff is not on the car. It's on the window, and it's just it's a piece of plexiglass. We don't care about it.
BNR
So that'll go
Racing
in the trash.
says super clean uncut will etch into paint and clear. Yeah, you got to be careful that you don't use something that's too strong. It has to be strong, but not too strong. You got to
Yeah, I
get
understand
just the right solvency.
Well, and
Duct tape is evil.
this is why I like to use this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're not a sponsor, but I wish they were. 3M 8979 duct tape.
It's high quality stuff.
It is
It
guaranteed.
comes off, doesn't
it's
leave nothing.
guaranteed to come off without any goo or strings
And
or
it
anything.
rarely peels the paint with it. It's really good stuff.
6 months, and I used to use it out in the desert where it was 120 degrees, and we'd peel it off a year later, and it wouldn't take any paint, wouldn't leave any residue or anything. But it stayed put when it was there, so I really like that stuff. So if you want good duct tape, because you're going to use duct tape, I'm sure, for something, it's 3M 8979. You can get it on Amazon, probably some other places, and it comes in about 3 or 4 different colors. So
It's impressive stuff.
stuff
It
is
is worth
great
having
stuff.
to roll around for something where you really need it, but just it's expensive enough that you probably want to use the regular tape sometimes too. But all right, we're getting lots of Gearhead 6971. Welcome to the stream. We got a lot of holiday greetings all around, so definitely interchange those. I love to see you guys all. You guys are more than welcome to talk in the chat and stuff like that.
Ozon's here. Good evening. And
Welcome to the stream.
what's
it's a
on
holiday
the
here.
what's on the to be? It's here. Good evening.
Who was on to 2B?
One up from the bottom.
Maybe try WD-40. It might. We'll just have to do little test swatches in a couple
That's right.
places.
So
Anybody know how much horsepower my 340 will make if I add a big cam and headers? I don't know. 300 horsepower?
where is that? I missed that.
It's gone already.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have your top button? What? Do I have my top button on my pants open? I wonder what-
I think that he's referencing, did we eat too much for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I haven't had anything to eat yet.
He had a salad.
I ate a salad. I ate
this
a
morning,
salad early this morning.
and then I offered him food before we came out to the garage, and he said, "Nah, he didn't want to be all."
So, for those of you who are not in the U.S. or not aware of this, Thanksgiving is a holiday here where we eat turkey and a bunch of other stuff and eat way too much.
Sometimes. Frequently.
And I'm just, we didn't do that because a turkey's a big thing, and we decided not to do that, and then we ended up buying a turkey anyway. It's frozen, but we didn't cook it tonight. And Kim has a pork loin in a crock pot, and we'll eat some of that later. But no, I'm not overeating today at all. So we're just, I don't know. There's just two of us, If there's the whole Thanksgiving thing seems like it's a big family thing, and neither of us have a big family here. So, I don't know. We're in the shop instead. Thanksgiving. We're thankful we have a shop.
Now, something garage says they're going to use Buff's advice on his 72 wagon, the Brown Recluse, to liven up the 429. Do you remember having a conversation? WD-40, maybe. Mexican Spec rarely peels the paint. Yeah, rarely. Sometimes it does. I mean, anything's going to sometimes. If it's never going to peel the paint, it might not stick at all. Like masking tape. If you put masking tape on the wrong... When you buy the really good masking tape, sometimes it just doesn't... It just falls off because it doesn't stick too much. I don't know, they're just careful. Dean Stevenson's having issues with his adopted father's passing. I'm very sorry for your loss, Dean Stevenson. Some low-life trustees tenders a will. Interesting. I guess interesting is one word for that. That sounds overwhelming. I hope that you're all right. If you need someone to talk to, we're here. Um,
Merry
one
Christmas. Not yet, but thank you.
B&R Racing estimates 340 to 360, 1 horsepower to 1.2 horsepower per cubic inch. And that is a hopeful guess. And you have to be careful. A super large cam has to also match other parts of your build. So if you put a really wild cam in and it's an automatic transmission, you have to have a torque converter that matches that cam, or else it won't idle very good. So there's more things you'd have to tell us for us to give you a really accurate.
Dougster.
What did Dougster say?
Read it. Fourth up from the bottom.
So there is a cologne company that makes a scent that smells like WD-40. It comes in a bottle that looks like WD-40. Who would wear WD-40 cologne? I mean, I already am from earlier tonight.
That just happens.
You know what? I smell like CRC Power Lube, which is a little more a sweeter smell than WD-40. A little bit less of the petroleum smell, wouldn't you say? So I'm wearing the CRC.
CRC Power Lube.
And I have a
CRC Power Lube smells better than W40.
I think it sells, but it almost smells a little candy-ish, which is probably dangerous.
Don't be eating it.
But it smells less flammable, wouldn't you say?
We're gonna have to do some testing.
Some testing? I don't know if we should or not. And you know what? There's WD-40 in the can right there behind you. Here, move over to the side.
This time of year.
There's our WD-40. Go back up just a smidge.
Where is
There,
it?
they can see it. There's the WD-40 can right there, tip of my finger. Okay. I showered in transmission oil last week when I changed it. Yeah, everybody likes that. I like when I get my hair in the oil pan. Yeah, that's always nice.
90 weight gear lube. Doesn't that stuff smell good?
I'm really not a big fan of the 90 weight.
I used to work under cars a lot. Working in a brake shop. The things I didn't like was like bleeding brakes and having the brake fluid run down in your armpit. Not fun. And I don't know. I didn't mind antifreeze too much because it's water soluble. It just washes off. 90 weight is bad. Brake fluid is probably my least favorite.
Grand Pito Vic said, I'd love to have a shop. I'm doing my swap in my driveway. I didn't have a driveway last year. Well, when I moved here, this shop was floor to ceiling, wall to wall. Boom. Packed. You could not even get in the building. And I wish that I was exaggerating. You literally couldn't get the door open enough to squeeze into the door. And then you had to climb over the Mopar Cabin of Mystery. And then there was a trailer in here. There was a Studebaker in here. There was a big metal jig. How long was the wing, the spar jig?
24 feet.
24-foot metal jig for making wing.
That thing weighed
leading edge wings.
5,000 pounds or something.
We had to drag that out of there and cut it up, unfortunately, which really upset him. But for 2 years, there's still a lot of stuff in here, but for 2 years we've been. It takes time to get it together. So you should count. We need to count our blessings, and we need to take our wins as we see them, but always pushing for the future. The other thing was 2 years ago, my channel had 500 subscribers, and yours didn't even exist yet, and it's going. I only buy blue painter's tape or aluminum foil tape. Oh, I like the aluminum foil tape. Put a little acetone behind each ear. How does that work for you, KJ Kylie? Does that get you the girls and or guys? Whichever you may prefer. Where's Dean Stevens' squirt transmission fluid? Isn't? Oh yeah, you can smell it when it's burned. Dean Stevens says, I'm fine. It's great being a lawyer. Oh, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Glad my wife is an orphan, so she and I told the trustee what was what, and that the will would be uplifted in 24 hours and your services are not required. Interesting. And that is interesting. Kim, in 97, I had hair longer than yours. I had coolant and,
Tranny fluid.
yeah, fluid and something dripping from my hair from my 72 Chevelle and loved it. I mean, I don't like to have to wash my hair every time I'm done working in the shop, but it's just part of it. At least I get to do it.
I wanted to ask Grampito Vic, you did that live the other night, and I was looking. I thought you were in your shop. You were in some kind of building that had open beams and open, like not finished, like a garage. And I was wondering where that was because it looked like inside of a shop to me. But maybe that's just right where you had your live setup because it looked pretty cool to me. But it was like a wall of a shop.
Tim says it's 16 degrees now, so my truck being outside is going to have to wait for a while. I'm sorry, Tim.
And that's 16 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm sure.
That's cold. You
freak
can't,
out.
your hands get cold holding the tools, and it's just like, unless you need the vehicle. There have been times where my only vehicles broke down and it was that temperature, and I had to work on it because I rarely could afford to pay someone to do work on my vehicle. Man. Grampito Vic says we're blessed here on YouTube with great friends and family. I hope that the rest of you are feeling that community because I know I feel it. I feel like we have really great friends. I really look forward to being able to talk to everybody and knowing that like there's other people who are working on, like when I was young, I didn't have any other friends really who worked on cars or had shared hobbies with me, and this is really nice. Really nice. And I have this computer, we have an internet connection, we get to do this. You know, most people can't make this happen, and we're lucky. I mean, we're not it may seem like it, but we're not like rich.
Before it goes away,
What's
Buddy Carvana says, do you pre-fill oil filter when doing an oil change?
always?
If I can.
I always
There's things like Studebakers where the oil filter goes this way. You're not going to pre-fill it.
Yes, you can.
How do you do that? Well, I guess some of it doesn't drain out.
If you you don't have to fill it all the way up, right? But if you just fill it once and then you hold it on its side a little bit, the oil goes through the paper and then it will not easily backfeed. So as long as you're pretty quick about it, none will drip out. And I always like to turn it until all of the filter material is soaked in oil. And then now you'll get oil pressure up much quicker. I mean, it's going to come up pretty quick anyways, but I don't like to
A couple of things here I don't know.
dry crank any vehicles. That'll get your liver shut down. I don't know what we did to get our liver shut down.
I don't know what that
I hope
was.
not. I like the Sesame Street count. He had a great way with numbers. Mike N likes the acetone behind the ears. Mexican Spec suggests hairnets. I don't want to look like a lunch lady. Sometimes, sometimes I'll wear my hat
She wears her hat a lot of times.
and I'll tuck my hair up under the hat.
What's this? Grampito, they censor you for the T word. Who did? Us? Them? I don't know what that was about. Start off live with Scott at Cold War Motors. It's like negative 22 there.
Ooh, forget that.
Minus 10 Fahrenheit. Grampito says, I was on my shed. That's my shop right now for my engine build with my grandkids. I bought it for the build. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, it looked like a new building inside.
You got a
That's
little
what I was trying to-
extension cord so you can get one of these? That's the way to go. Oh, we're not rolling. Okay.
We're not rolling. That's right. Okay, let's see here. I said I had to change the timing belt on my 91 Sunbird and 2 feet of snow. That was the year I moved to Texas. Yeah,
JB?
Good move.
Yup.
You know, it was pretty nice in Texas when we were there. It was cool at night, and it was a normal day. sweatshirt days, but it was okay. We were up there by Dallas most of the time.
JB, at 1 year in Pittsburgh, I got literal frostbite on this finger, putting a new half shaft in a Volkswagen Rabbit. Man, I don't ever want to have to do that again. Never.
Slant sick is upside down.
It's not upside
No,
down.
it's just
It's
not. It's slanted more than
it's
normal.
very slant. It's like about twice as
Yeah,
slanted
it's
as
like
as it ought
60
to be.
degrees, 60 degrees instead of 30
And I
degrees.
didn't put the valve cover on yet because we want to make sure that the cam is spinning all the push rods because we had some
We
issues
got.
with the
We'll
lifters.
put some little white paint marks
They ought to go.
on the.
They ought to go. It's going to be all right.
We'll put little white paint marks on the push rods to make sure they're turning.
Trust but verify is what we're going to do. We're going to put little paint marks and make sure them suckers are spinning because if they're not, we better, we're not even, are we going to run it? I guess it's just as easy to put it in a car. It'll be okay. Trust but verify.
Bought the shed for my engine swap to spend
Oh,
time with the
oh.
grandkids. Good.
The oil filter on the slant 6 is upside down. Absolutely it is.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
pour oil in it and wait and then pour oil in it again and then whoop, flip it over, stick it right on there to go down. You don't lose a drop. Not a single drop. It's easy.
We did the video changing the oil on the Jeep. We didn't put that up, did we?
No, because
Okay.
we left the next
Okay.
day.
Okay, so, but we'll put that up at some point.
It was going to take a lot of editing and
But
we
when I
just had
put
too
the
much
oil
to do.
filter on the Jeep, it's one of the ones that goes, let's say this is an oil filter. It goes like this. See, of course, you can fill it all the way up, screw it on there. Pretty nice. And we changed the oil on the Jeep just like the afternoon before we left. It says, I agree with pre-filled oil filter. What about dumping a quart of clean oil through the engine after used oil drains to flush a little more crud out the bottom of the pan before? Yeah, I don't know. And on the jet engines, we always had magnetic drain plugs, and I know some cars have those. Yeah, I don't know. They make engine flushes and all kinds of
Dougster,
things.
just change your oil more often.
Yeah, where you
Change your because the detergency and fresh oil will whip that stuff up when the engine's running
extension.
if you change your oil properly. And don't, you know what? I used to put a lot of that thickener and motor honey and stuff in engines. They were worn out engines, but I have to break myself of that habit. This is a new engine. You don't put anything extra in there. You don't need it. Just put your zinc and your oil in there and run it.
See, Lake Speed Jr., the oil geek guy, did a video recently where they tested filling oil filters and not after an oil change. Used thin 0W20, W50.
It looks like
on
they
the
used a
engine.
range of oils.
Experienced engine wear, dry starts. I'll have to go
Yeah.
look at that because I watch his channel a lot and I don't like to miss any of his stuff. And I didn't see that, so I'm going to have to go look at that.
Vic says he runs an extension cord for lights, but he uses propane. Yeah, propane puts out a lot of good heat. You just have to put up with some people can't.
The best thing we ever did is put this wood stove in here.
It's fantastic.
Man. And we got oak trees around here, and oak trees break and shed
Oh
giant
man, they
chunks
shed
down.
tons of. We don't have to cut anything
never
down.
cut
And then
anything.
that wood that we got, they were just gonna grind it up. Yeah, it was just gonna be trash. It wasn't like we cut a tree we killed a tree to get firewood.
We
Like,
probably
it's-
got 2 years worth of wood from,
maybe.
yeah.
It's
I think
going to
we
be
probably
hard to
did.
get it all processed. We're going to have to get a wood splitter at some point, but not this year.
There's viscosity, engine oils, experience, most engine wear, dry starts. Yeah, probably. My Mazda, the car that's now gone, it used 0W20. But CW20 or 0W15? I think it was 0W20. So this new car of mine, I think they used 10W30 originally. I don't know. I bet Dean knows. The 200 cubic inch 6-cylinder in 1978, the Ford. I don't know what they originally said to use in that.
Good night, something something garage. Thanks for stopping
Oh.
in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Just going to bed. Okay, good night. Thanks for stopping. Oh, I got the hiccups. Thanks for stopping by.
Tim ate too much. Your dog will wake you up and drag you to bed. So the thinnest viscosity engine oils experience the most engine wear during dry starts. That makes sense because it would run out at the oil change. Wow, dry starts. Ooh. If you were trying to flush an engine, they still sell motor flush that you put in before you change your oil. You run it for 30 minutes or something, or for 10 minutes
I
or
know
something
they
like
sell
that.
it. I know they sell it. I don't know if I do that to an engine. I used to put Marvel, put like a full, probably like a quart of Marvel in the Mazda rotaries if I knew I was going to tear one down, because I knew they come apart quicker if there was side seals, especially got carbon stuck in there and you couldn't get the side seals out. So I'd run them for about an hour. I wouldn't put any pressure on, just sit there and idle, then shut them off. After it cools off, tear the engine down, and noticeably easier to tear get the side seals out of the rotors. But I don't know if I'd do that to an engine that I was gonna plan on driving. So it was an interesting video above. All racing engines see often zero oil pressure. Most don't know.
Wow. Well, remember when we fired your Slant 6 up, how long we had to crank before it finally started having pressure
Yeah, there was
on the
something wrong. What was
gauge?
the problem with that?
I
Oh,
don't know, it just
AMSA
needed a lot of
website tells you I used 20W40. Let's see
2015
my ratings.
Silverado uses 0W20.
Yeah,
Well,
I
see,
was
but the
thinking.
newer engines are designed with really tight tolerances, and they want that low pressure. And they're the overall engine design. That's how they make them. I don't know if it's better or not, but you don't want to run 2050 in an engine that's designed for 020. I'm gonna check the fireplace. Just make
Okay.
sure it's running okay.
Graham Pedovic says, I'm sorry, guys. I have to be up at 4:30 Eastern Time. Thank you for the conversation tonight. Been a lot of fun. See you soon. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. And 4:30, that's gonna come early.
Yeah, it is. Shit.
I remember those days. This is working out at the test site in Arizona. It was 3:30 every morning. Get up, because by the time I got ready and got in the van and go pick everybody up and head out the test site, we had to start at 6, and it was a good hour and 15-minute drive. So, man. Let's see. I did a mild build on my 360, and it had 350 horsepower and 395 torque with long tube Doug's headers. That's Tim says that. It was on the dyno. Dean says 28 degrees Celsius, 82.4 degrees Fahrenheit today. Oh man, that sounds good.
I'm jealous.
Doug's headers, my headers.
We'll have our day.
Oh man, you're moving stuff around. What you doing, Kim?
Instead of turning the camera, I'm gonna scooch this over that.
Oh, you're gonna move some stuff around.
I want them to be able to see the projects that we're working on.
Okay, how's the heat doing over there?
Oh, that's a lot of slop. Look at all that slop.
Show everybody.
I don't know what the tolerance is, but I don't like that. It's more than I like.
Yeah, something's. I don't know.
Something's worn out.
Yeah, when that turns, it's gonna move. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't matter as much because there's not a gear at the bottom. I'm thinking Slant 6, there's a gear at the bottom.
Well, yeah, and then it's gonna force it one direction or the other.
Right, but
push it up.
that's gonna change the timing by a couple degrees.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't like that.
That's not good. Yeah, we'll have to.
I just need to take it
Careful there.
Take the pin out and put in a whatchamacallit.
What year were you going out to the test site, Bob? Okay, I was there starting in like July of 07, and then
If we tell you, we have to kill you.
well, there were a couple of different sites I went to. The one that was a good hour and 10 minutes out there Sometimes I was out there. Sometimes I went to a different place that was only like a half an hour out. But I went to one that was an hour out there a lot from '07 until, man, when did I leave there? 2012, 2013, somewhere in there.
So this was in the bed of the
One of the trucks.
pickup truck. So I had to get it out of there, which is good because it's been sitting in the weather. It was covered, but you know. So I had to get it out. And so now that it was out of there, I wanted to take a good look at it and decide what's going on with it next. Now, I was videoing what I was doing, but you guys get exclusive because you're here for the live.
Dean
And I always like to reward you.
Stevenson says it's okay down here. It usually gets up to 32 degrees Celsius, which is like almost 90 degrees Fahrenheit around Christmas, Hanukkah, and that is, man, that's how it was. I spent one year in Hawaii at Christmas time, and it was warm. It's so nice. Yeah.
That's my stealth intake. I'm proud of it. Happy about that.
Yeah, it has headers on it. She got this engine from
It's
somebody.
got truck headers on it. I think it's truck headers. But I mean, they're free. Not free. I paid for the whole thing, and I got the headers with it for no additional charge.
Wait, my uncle was a scientist at the site in the 60s on up, I think. He was a thermonuclear physicist. Was that at Yuma Proving Ground, or is that somewhere else? I mean, there was some of that stuff going on out there.
Thermonuclear physicist.
Well, yeah, there were some things that were done out there that might have, and not when I was there. We didn't have any nuclear stuff that I knew about. I mean, it's huge, huge, huge test site. I guess anything could have been out there. That's like the intake 2. Don't shim the distributor gear too tight, Tim. I used to shim 3 to 7 thousandths. One time the shims disintegrated. Or up housing heat expansion takes place. Oh, that's a lot more than 3 to 7 thousandths. Thing was banging around about 60,
there was a lot of
60
flop.
or 70 thousandths. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly where, Buff. I never talked to him about it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was at Yuma Proving Ground, it's a huge test site. I mean, it's enormous.
BNR Racing, it was about,
It's
10 times that.
It's big enough out there that they shoot rockets and they land on the test site. So I remember shooting artillery shells over the top of this, though. We'd hear them go over. And because they'd make us land, we couldn't be flying when they're shooting artillery shells over us, but we'd hear them. We knew what it was. I think that's kind of weird.
So I had to get it out of the truck so we could use the truck. But
it was in the bed, not in the engine compartment.
it was in the bed of the truck. So I had to get it out of the bed of the truck so we could use the truck, which we did. But I put it on the stand and opened it up to make sure there was no water got in it. Before I stored it, I took the spark plugs out and squirted some oil in it. And then I put a wrench on it and it spins just fine. The lifters are flat, but I think they'll pump up once it has oil pressure again. Dallas Brown and Professor P were talking about making that class. That's what, a 333 class?
333 cubic inch.
I was thinking about. So I spent a lot of late nights. Like, should I still put the slant 6 in the dart?
After all that work, we better do it.
I know, but there's no class for it. This has a class. That is just but I don't have all the stuff to put this in the dart. I'd have to buy a bunch of stuff because that's a truck pan and these are truck headers that won't fit in an A body. So,
man, the pan in the back, the sump in the back, that could go into my Ford. No, we're not doing that.
He doesn't want to.
Nah.
So, like a Tomaseo, engine in the trunk. I don't know how you would gear that.
Look at that. It
Maybe
says
though.
B&R says that if the distributor gear to housing clearance 10 to 16 is good.
We'll get it. I've shimmed distributor
That's
gears.
like a
I'm sure I
David
can do
Moss
it.
engine in the trunk. Rich is here. Rich GT350 is here. Happy
Welcome to
birthday.
Ski. Bird day, turkey day, stuffing day. Oh, Dougster, I saw your comment earlier about the 325 Hemi. That is exciting. Finding something like that. That's super cool. I hope you can get it. I'd love to see it. I hope you. What are you gonna put it in, Dougster?
What's on? Notice that those are tri-Y headers. Those are tri-Y headers.
Try why?
Yeah, there's a Y here, a Y here, and a Y here. That's called a tri-Y header.
I.
They don't all go down into one collector. It's a tri-Y header. You didn't notice that.
Yeah, I don't know what's what. I never had performance stuff.
I noticed that as soon as I saw them. They're tri-Y headers.
Oh.
Some people really like that.
Is it something special to have? Did I do good?
Some people really like that, and I know people that, especially the 4-cylinder people, always like those. And I don't know, I don't know enough about how that the firing order and how it flows and everything. I don't know. Oh yeah, B&R Racing. Read what he just said.
He says he has a Sun distributor machine in his basement, and he has seen for himself that super tight or loose distributor gear to housing clearances are not a huge deal. I agree, but there is a tolerance. And if it's not really in the like if it's out of tolerance, it's sort of suggestive that there's something wrong. Because it was built in tolerance, most likely, right? But that sort of suggests that maybe the washer in the underside of the distributor was getting starved and it disintegrated, or if it's out of tolerance, if it's all sloppy, I'm going to take it apart and make sure it's okay. And I have found in distributors where the oiling ports were all like gummed up, tarred up, and stuck. And so they were running kind of dry and it burned up the washer and stuff like that. So, it's good to just clean these old 40-year-old vehicles. Sometimes you got to clean them out. Shoot for 15. Yeah. It shouldn't be too bad. I'll get it. I'll find a selection of washers and I'll just match them up so that when it goes in, it's got just the tiniest little bit. And I'll double check with a feeler gauge just to make you feel comfortable. But like there's that comfort level. I'm sure I can make it good.
B&R says tri-Y builds torque.
Torque.
That
That makes sense for truck headers.
I was just going to say it makes sense because they're truck headers. Yeah, that might work fine in a dart. Yeah, I like what, who was it up here said, Buddy Carfano said, put slant back in 318, good future upgrade. See, that's kind of what I think.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is we have that Ford Ranger frame. We could use the frame for the Ranger and build a but you know what? I think that 333 class, I think it has to have the motor that was supposed to be in the vehicle. So I don't think you can can't justify a small block Mopar in a Ranger.
No, that's not going to work in that class.
And I don't feel like I don't really want to pull the motor out of that little Dakota because it runs really good so far.
And I like the slant in my Valiant. Although we could put this in the Valiant, but we've got it. That's a really good slant 6 in that.
And it's already put together. I hate pulling more cars apart.
Really good slant 6.
But who knows?
But that Valiant, see, now that I have my car, the Zephyr, we'll do a few things to Zephyr that it needs. And then the there you go, 318 in the Dakota. But the Dakota's running. But then the Valiant will come in here and it'll be a project at some point.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
We've
But
got
that's
a
a
lot of projects.
we do. That's fun, but we have to. We don't want to
Right,
overwhelm ourselves, I
right,
think.
right. We'll just do
Um,
what we can do.
Rich says in Springfield, Ohio, contrary to popular belief, we don't eat cats. Now, dogs with ketchup and raw onions, that could be a different stuff. Rich, you
What
don't
is
eat
this?
any
What is this?
animals.
What is this? Where is
Don't
this?
even say that silliness. When a man and a chicken sit down together to eat, one of them is sick. Not misquoted? I don't know.
What's going on?
You guys are loopy. Too much turkey. The happiness level of the chicken wasn't recorded.
Well,
Okay.
somebody said something here earlier, like way up there, about Mexican Spec said something. It's Chicken Day here, and then somebody said something about how to. I think it was how to cook a chicken. Can you scroll? Oh, I have the mouse.
You do. You
Sorry.
could have scrolled.
Yeah, I'm used to you doing
They were
that.
talking about a Ram Charger.
Yeah. Yeah, it was up further. It was up further. It was up further. Shake, bake. Let's see, is before
Oh, they were
that.
cooking a chicken. Okay.
Yeah, where is it?
Rich says,
Oh, salt, pepper. There it is. Salt, pepper, and mayo. Bake it. You can thank me later. Okay, that's what I want to see. Okay, go back down.
all right, all right, all right, all right.
I didn't know about this mayo and salt and pepper thing. There's a girl cooked. What did she cook me? Chicken, I think.
Ooh.
And she used not mayonnaise, but what's that stuff that's like mayonnaise, but it's spicier? Miracle Whip.
Okay.
She cooked it with Miracle Whip and some other spices, and I'd never seen anybody cook with like a mayonnaise like product before, and it was pretty good. The happiness level of the chicken was.
So I was watching some of the Cervino. Who's that fella who does the porting? And
It's
I'm
one of
really curious if this could be ported and
it's one of
polished and
it's
back cut.
friends of
Yeah.
uh, um
I see his channel. He had a channel before them. I think they were teaming up. Isn't
I
that
can't
funny
think
when
of the
your
channel. I
brain?
can't think of the channel name, but it's
The
Andy
fellas
Wood.
with Andy Wood.
Andy Wood. I just couldn't think of the name of his channel. But Andy Wood is friends of Andy Wood. Yeah, but I don't know that guy at all. Yeah, Charles. Uh, how did you pronounce his name?
Saravino or something?
Servino, something
I
like
might
that.
have it wrong. Paramount in Michigan has stuff for Sun distributor machines. There have been times where I was curious about distributor machines, but I just haven't been so deep into any performance stuff that it was like critical. But there is a level of cool to be able to tune your own
gonna
channel.
put more
Right,
machinery in
right,
here?
right, right, right. That's
We're
the
more
other.
like we gotta make more room for what we.
We need bigger. We need to do biggering.
I moved from a big shop in Arizona to this one. It was more than 3 times the size of this, and it was 2 stories high. And I moved from that to this, and that's why this was so packed full.
Yeah.
We couldn't even get in the door. So
Well, right
it
now,
was quite a downsizing.
how many
But
automotive engines and transmissions do we have in this
we
vehicle?
actually do more work in here than I did there
Really?
because I was working 10-hour days
Oh,
out on
right,
a
right,
test
right, right.
site, and I was, you know,
We've
it's
got
one person. I just didn't do that much.
a small block Mopar, a small block Chevy, and a Slant 6 in the garage right now. All that are getting prepared to go in. This one is in the earliest stages of preparation, but the Slant 6 is ready to go in, and the 350 Chevy should maybe just need
That was going to go
test
into the
fire.
Studebaker, but I don't know what we're going to do
But
now.
I mean, it was a running engine. It's been in the garage under a tarp ever since, so it should be ready to go.
Yeah, it's running. It was a running engine. Hadn't been run that long. It hardly has. Doesn't even have an hour on it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You built the Magneto for two hats.
Oh, it's
Oh,
all
okay.
coming together now. Sweet. See, I know people that know people, so I'll send it out when it's time for me to get a distributor that needs tuned. The other thing is I can kind of guess and then hook up a timing light and an RPM gauge and kind of run it in and see if it's kind of right, which is fine for make room for a small block Ford. He said he doesn't even want to start that yet. He just wants to enjoy it this year.
Rich says, nice Zephyr. You know what? It is. There isn't one spot of corrosion on that thing. It is just like a Arizona car. Just dry, nice. I can't believe that thing's 47 years old, and I got so used to seeing corrosion being up in northeast Ohio, and then here you still see some. There's none on it.
It's weird here. It's very like,
oh, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, you have to look. And like a lot of the old Mopar, the good old Mopars, a lot of them have been picked. But now there's people pulling stuff out of the tree rows that's like ancient and like maybe was in the swamp. Like it's really, you don't know how they've been taken care of here, but I mean, up north, they're all gone. They rotted away because of the salt.
See, another thing I've thought about on that 6-cylinder that I have, that 200 6-cylinder,
Yeah.
is he opened the guy that I bought it from opened up the trunk. He goes, okay, there's a heater core back here. I'm like, oh no, I gotta put a heater core in.
Heater core.
And then there's a full set of wheel covers back there. So I got 2 sets of wheel covers, and then there's a set of struts for the front, Gabriel struts, and there's a brand new set of headers for the 6-cylinder. It's like, wow, they're brand new in there, and they're coated. They're like coated with something. I don't know what they are. They're still in the plastic bags. It's like, wow, okay, so maybe I'll do something with that 6-cylinder. Don't know, you know.
B&R racing, yeah. For a high RPM racing or engine, if you're building engines for other people or modifying cars for other people or whatever, yeah, absolutely. You don't have time to be farting around with sticking it in and doing testing and then taking it back. I mean, you put it on the machine and now you can just do it and you know exactly it. You can give them a paper that says what it is and the whole thing. If you're building distributors for other people, absolutely. But for as much as we do it, you know, we just make do with what we have.
Well, my friend Vern out there in
11,000 RPM. Man, can you imagine that? Screaming.
a motorcycle, motorcycles,
Dang.
Formula cars.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, you know my friend Vern out there in California, the one
Yeah.
that has the old, mostly 40s, 50s cars.
Yeah.
He's got a Sun distributor machine in his garage.
That's kind of cool.
And his garage is old house. It's probably that garage is probably 10 feet wide, if that, probably 9 feet wide, and just long enough to get a car in. And somehow he squeezed that distributor machine in one corner. He still gets his car in there.
Max RPM for an hour non-stop. Whoa. Yeah, buddy, I think that what's his name? What was his name?
Joe.
Joe. Yeah, he bought the car because he liked it, and it was going to be
They're going to use it for a movie.
Yeah, for a
Or a
movie.
TV show. For a TV
But
show.
I don't think he had any intention of doing maintenance or anything with it. They were just going to use it, and then since he knew he was done with it, he was just trying to keep it going. When it gave him trouble, he
told me he was not a mechanic,
Yeah.
and he was right. I think he's the one that installed the probably he installed the
I mean, if he was working
Starter
on movies
solenoid?
with people, he probably had somebody who sort of knew some stuff. But
if you watch that video, the starter solenoid was mounted upside
backwards,
down.
and this much difference, it was hitting the hood.
So when you start the car, sometimes it started the car, and sometimes
It started the hood.
It started in energized, and the reason is because it was energizing the hood. It was just shorting out against the hood instead of energizing the starter. So we took that off and fixed it, you know. and then it was sheet metal screws going into the side of the inner fender, and they tightened them up so far it dimpled it out. That's why I hammered it flat to try to close that hole up a little bit, and it did. Actors usually can't do anything but act. He's a super nice guy, man. He's just a real good guy. But yeah. I mean, that's what he does.
I
That's
mean,
his.
people
That's
who
his
don't work
job.
on cars
That's his
don't work
job.
on cars. It's how it goes.
There are a few people. Jay Leno's a pretty good mechanic, you know.
He loves it.
But I don't know if he's really an actor. He's a
Oh,
talk
he
show
was.
host.
He was.
He's a comedian. Comedian. Um, yeah, when I figured out Jay Leno was actually a mechanic, it was back when he had the Tonight Show, and he had some guest on, and the guest said, "Yeah, I saw you on the side of the curb there on your working on your motorcycle in the street." And Jay Leno started talking about how he was working on this motorcycle, and he said he had the keepers off the valves, and he was trying to put the keeper back on along the side of the street, sitting on the curb. And I'm thinking, here's a talk show host that knows what keepers are. He's putting it together himself. That's when I figured out he was actually a mechanic. Test aviation magneto, similar Ken. It's torture testing. Piston airplanes, a magneto ignition system backup. Magneto can't fail. Yeah, most of the airplanes I flew back in the beginning were two separate magnetos, and the newer ones are two separate electronic ignitions, which are, I mean, you have to have an electrical system. The old airplanes, two magnetos, you could shut the whole ignition or the whole electrical system off. The engine still runs. A special test stand was made for Fairbanks Morse magneto. Jay was never an actor, and don't call him a talk show host. He's a comedian. Yeah, he's a comedian first. You're right. I mean, he was a talk show host, and that was his job. I'm not surprised. Let's see. I was taught by an old timer local. He built Vertex magneto for racing and licensed to build aviation magnetos. Hard license to obtain.
Oh, I'll bet.
Bill was 1 or 2 in the U.S. Huh. Did you see Jay was in Pittsburgh last week? Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, he fell down and hurt
Oh,
himself.
no. He was walking to dinner and fell 60 feet. Broke his wrist and half his face is all. Oh, no.
Yeah, he was looking really black and blue.
Jay's 4 years older than me.
He was looking really.
So what's that, 74? Yeah. Fell 60 feet.
Yep. I don't know. How do you fall 60? Well, it's Pittsburgh. Never mind. I know.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's had a rough couple of years. Him gets worried about me because I get stumbling. I've always tripped over stuff my whole life. If there's like cords and hoses in the way or something, I will trip over them. I'll get one of them curled around a foot and won't notice it, and I'll trip. And it just angers me that I'm so clumsy. And Kim's really watching me because she's afraid I'm gonna fall and hurt myself. And I hate to say it, it's becoming a worse problem. See, I just love how Average Joe Jay is right down to his trademark Canadian tux. Jay has a good face. Oh, it's a shame he damaged his new face. Oh, man.
He's black and blue. I saw a little like a little thumbnail picture.
I didn't know about it.
He'll be okay. It's not like life-threatening injuries though.
He broke his wrist. That's not going to be fun.
He'll be all right. He's a tough guy.
Kim is afraid you will fall and can't get up, man. I fell one time before she was here, and I had a really hard time getting up because I fell in a place. I got up from my desk. You know where my desk, right around the edge of my bed, and I tripped somehow and fell. So I was on the floor between my bed and my desk, Kim,
Yeah,
and
between
I
the bed and your desk.
struggled because my leg was bent around, and it took me like 10 minutes to get my leg bent around where I could push myself back up because I couldn't move. I was just there trying to work my leg around.
All right, I got 5 points. This is a quiz.
A quiz. We're gonna have a quiz.
Or not a quiz. It's a trivia, right? 5 points. These are champion spark plugs. Come out of this 318. So, what 5 points to the first person who can tell me the number, the champion number for the spark plug?
Are they the ones that are supposed to be in there?
I believe they are. Yeah.
So you're not showing them the number, but
No, my
5 points for.
Who can tell me what spark plugs are on there? The Yinzers are calling it Leno Hill. Oh man,
It'll be Leno Hill from now on.
Leno Hill.
Oh, that M12YC, R12YC. Which is it, Kim?
No, it is not either of those.
Was it partly right?
I mean, those are spark plug numbers. It has a spark plug.
YL12.
No.
R12YC. Yeah, somebody already said that.
Nope, Dougster.
So maybe it's not the right plug.
It might be a different heat range. It's the right plug for the engine, though.
They're all looking at it. Everybody's Googling it right now.
I know, but it's. I'm making them work. It's 5 points. It's a lot of points. I just did it because I've been chintzy on the points tonight.
Somebody's gonna get points and want a toaster.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple that are close, but they are not correct. They're so
R9YC.
no.
No.
No, do you want me to? Here, I'll show you. So when it comes up.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I had NGKs. I'm guessing it's a different heat range, but I don't remember
Yeah,
what...
it's yeah, there's some close ones here. There's some real close guesses there. The airplanes, the last airplanes that we were flying at the test site had all NGKs in.
I'm pretty sure this is a 75 or 76 model LA318. So, I don't know.
Should I start giving them hints?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I think I gave him some hints.
Champions work good in Mopars. Man, I tried to use them in my Fords. It was the worst. I couldn't ever get it. They just wrong. I could never get them to work right. Always had blisters and everything on. They were too hot, and I made them. Got colder ones, still too hot. Okay, here we go. More guesses. No.
Still no.
Yeah, and then there was one aircraft engine we used aircraft type spark plugs, and those were all champions. And they worked fine, but they were...
I hate to even change the spark plugs. Like my van, I bought new spark plugs. I looked at them. I said, nope, I left the old ones in. The old ones are old, but they work. And I hate to throw good parts away now. The new ones I don't trust.
For NGK, they're the most forgiving plug champions, or the least forgiving.
Least forgiving?
What did I always run in my Ford I ran? My Fords I ran.
Autolite.
Autolite or
Isn't
Motorcraft?
Ford Autolite?
Autolite or Motorcraft?
Do they make Motorcraft branded ones?
I don't remember. What's the difference between Autolite and Motorcraft? I thought they were the same thing, but maybe they weren't.
I don't know. I really don't.
But I remember at my 351, I ended up running one step colder because I had to. Because they start to blister. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay, they're giving up.
Okay,
Nobody's
okay.
guessing. So you just got to give them a hint.
Okay.
Like everybody's going the wrong direction here.
So just to give
Everybody's
you
going the wrong direction.
that they JB, nope. So the first two letters are RN. So the people who guessed RN were the rest of it was not
They're close.
all correct.
Like Autolite meet Motorcraft spark plugs. You just said it's RN, and Dougster says J12YC. No, it starts with.
Well, he was already typing.
Oh, he's already typing.
Yeah,
Okay.
he just hit enter, so he had a blank slate. Boy, I didn't think this would be hard.
I didn't think this would be hard either.
I wonder why they have different plugs in here than what was normally.
Ford had to sell Autolite back to clear the Aubrey Trust fine from Congress. See, I don't know about all this stuff. I don't know about all this stuff.
It's a smog era spark plug. I see. Well, yeah, it's a 76 model engine. I said that.
I see.
RN9YC, no.
Oh, that's antitrust, not Aubrey Trust. Okay, antitrust.
Wow. I just
Oh, this is really a
borked
difficult
the
one.
chat. I'm
You're
sorry,
only-
guys. I
You're
didn't
only
think it would be
giving
this.
5 points for
5
this?
points is a lot of points.
RN9YC. Everybody's going the wrong direction.
Shh. That's too good of me.
That's too good a hint.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's what.
I don't know. Again. Let me look again.
And it's not a fluke. They're all the same.
All right. Okay. I know what it is.
Not a fluke. They're all the same.
You're cleaning them.
Just
He's picking at them with a box cutter. That's a spark plug tool.
they're all dirty, cruddy. Who knows what they were running in here?
There you go.
Who got it? Nobody got it.
Watsonda.
Where?
Fourth one up from the bottom.
Yes. You get 5 points.
And then Buddy got it
It
second,
is-
but he's late.
It is a Champion RN14YC. What does that mean? What did it?
So
Did
Watsonda
anybody-
got 5 points.
5.
So you got to keep track of your own points. Kim, I got to take a break for a minute.
And Buddy got it. I'll give Buddy, you got a point because you said it before I realized that.
There's too many engines in the way. I can't get out.
Well, maybe I'll just move.
You'll have to move a little. Oh, you hit your head.
Right in the double Y header. See, I learned something. I didn't know I had
Try
double
what?
Y headers, huh?
Oh, it's nice and warm over here.
I know. We should be over there.
Oh man, is it?
Tommy Hanlon's
Oh,
here.
you
Hello
got the-
from Dublin.
Kim, you know you opened the fluway up.
Oh, can you close that back down?
Yeah, I thought I was like, why? Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. There.
You got to open that up when you open the door to put in more stuff.
Didn't close that. Okay, I'm gonna go outside.
Yeah, these spark plugs. See, but I put oil in a platinum plug. Yeah, Dougster says the number is the heat range. So is 14 hotter or cooler? This looks like a cooler plug, not a hotter plug. Summit Racing says RN14YC. See, Summit Racing knows. How'd you guys get it so wrong for so many times? Resistor, non, 14 heat range, Y center electrode, C ground electrode material generator. Yeah. It looks like copper. Copper? Yeah. Should I pull the heads and inspect the valves and port it, or should I just run it? Should I just put it in something and run it for a while? I don't know what to do with it. The higher number is hotter for champions. Oh, maybe it was burning oil. Maybe they put hotter. R is for resistor and C is for copper. Okay. Well, resistor plugs are real calm, and that's to keep from radio static, isn't it? Or is that resistor wires? I don't know. Higher number is hotter for champions. Port it. Dougster says port it. Up to you, says B&R. Oh, for leaner mixtures. Okay. Autolite owned Chrysler Prestolite, some other ignition company patents. Ford suddenly had cornered the ignition OEM spark plugs. Hawley 1941 barrel carburetor and annular discharge carb venturi. Oh, patents. I don't know a lot about Mopar tune-up parts. Well, neither do we. Honestly, I don't know a lot of stuff. I just know how to make things go. Tim says, while you have it out and on the stand, I take the heads off. Then I'll know what I have. I could just stick the little thing down in there. Buddy says, put it in as is and spray it till it explodes. I don't have that kind of money. Buddy, what do you think I'm made of here? So a certain antitrust suit was filed against Ford. They opted out and became Motorcraft. I understand. They split the company up so they could avoid that kind of stuff.
I didn't know why Motorcraft was what it was. Tim, where's that big box fan?
The big box fan is... Oh, I don't know. It's in the way.
I'm going to just take a scanner on to see it. I see it.
Okay.
Where it cannot be accessed.
Okay, I'll go over and get it then.
No,
you come back and watch the stream.
What I can do is come over here and get the little fan. You're going to have to get up this. So get the box fan is impossible to get out of. It cannot be removed from where it is without a
Cleanup work is easy. Yeah,
giant ass.
I can do cleanup. I can't. I really. I'd be lying if I said what I'm doing is any kind of special.
No. I spilled my cough
Two
drops.
cough drops on the floor.
Just put them up here. Don't put them back in the bag.
It's like the end of the world. Okay.
Well, it's a
I'm
shop
removing
floor.
the flathead from my Continental engine.
It's a shop floor. I don't want to put cough
Okay.
drops.
Are you
on
just
the
going to
shop.
use that fan instead?
Yeah, I'm just going to blow air on this thing to circulate some of this.
Yeah, get it out of here. Like Standard Oil, Ford made more money with Autolite split up anyways. None of them are making any money right now. What the heck happened to the automotive industry? It is dark times. It's kind of crazy. Cleanup work is easy. See, I don't think nobody's ever been into this engine. I can see like there's ridges and stuff in the ports and the intake ports, and I don't know that they're like big advantages to be had there. I don't know. How much extra horsepower would I make with this engine if I just did cleanup? You'd think the different brands would standardize spark plug numbers. I don't know. That's probably patent infringement. We have so many dumb rules.
I forgot.
B&R Racing says, heavy porting, Kim, is worthless without a seat grinder machine and valve grinder, or hire a good engine rebuild shop specializes in racing.
Here's the deal. If we do what we can do in this shop, it's kind of all we can do.
Dougster says it's on studs with nuts, so even though the hardware is off, the head's not moving yet. Dougster, are you recording that? Are you going to show us that stuff? I'd like to see that. Ford invented Kingsford charcoal for barbecuing. You know, I think I've heard that before.
Really?
I don't think that's BS. I think that's something... I think that's like a real factoid. I know, I think that's a real thing. We'll have to look it up. I'll bet you there's a bunch of historical videos about garbage like that.
See where I put that fan? It's blowing at the
At the stove.
So
Yeah, that'll
it should be circulating. So because the stand right where that fan is,
It's hot.
it is toasty warm right
Lovely.
there.
Okay, so BNR says heavy porting is worthless without a seat grinder and valve grinder, or hire a good engine rebuild shop. BNR, I think I can do heavy porting. What's the point of that? I'm more likely to mess it up than make it better with heavy porting. But cleanup. Charles, yeah, I've watched him. I've been watching some of his videos, and I've been like really curious to take these heads off and look at them, but I don't know, does anybody watch that content? Would anybody care about my garage porting job?
Somebody new in here. Sick and tired. Sick and tired from Putnam County, Tennessee. Okay, we live in Tennessee.
Oh, welcome to
We're
the
in
stream,
Montgomery
sick and
County.
tired.
We're in Montgomery County, but I don't know where Putnam County is.
After the 1971 sell-off, Ford allowed Holley to own the one-barrel carburetors, and Ford made Prestolite knockoff door sparks based on the Autolite distributor. Interesting. Haven't used nitrous since 1986 on my boat. How much is it now? I have no idea. I've never used nitrous yet. Know what you're doing porting is worth 1 to 250 horsepower more, but it's pure race science. Interesting.
That's over by Cookville.
I can't believe I can get 250 horsepower not porting alone. Really? Volumetric efficiency is a...
You're scrolling all over the place.
Sorry. Is a fickled mistress. There was something I was looking at. David Vizard and Charles Silverado. That's not the right spelling of his last name, but I know who that person is. So this Charles Servino
or something.
I think it's spelled wrong. But the guy in Florida who did stuff with Vizard, I've watched some of his videos. It's very interesting. I really enjoy it, but I don't know if anybody would want to see me trying to reproduce the things he does. And I don't have any measuring equipment, but I could just pick the things that he does that show results and do my best example of them. But I would have to take these heads apart and take the springs off to see if the guides are any good. And then I don't know, this guides and seats might be okay. I don't know how much mileage is on this motor. I really have no idea. I really should probably investigate more deeply.
I want to break in for a second.
Please do.
I know you're deep in
No,
with all
that's
this.
okay.
Sick and tired. Around Cookville. Yeah, first thing I did is got out my phone, looked at the map, to see where it was. Okay, yeah, I see where that is. Around Cookville, Tennessee. And yes, we're near Clarksville, a little south of Clarksville a bit. But basically, yeah, we always say we're in Clarksville.
Where is Cookville? Is that south of Nashville, or is that over where?
East of Nashville. We go through there when we used to go to Maryland, shooting off the east. Isn't that? Remember, there's a guy over there that has all those. He's got like a yard
Crispy
with a bunch
Critters.
Got a bunch of Chrysler products with all.
Crispy Critters.
Is that who that is?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, I always see him on Facebook Marketplace.
I
I'm
think
like,
that's where
Tony's too far away.
I think that's where he is.
Sometime we could go over there. Servideo. Okay, thank you.
Oh, you were born and raised in Cheatham County.
Thank
That's
you,
right.
Watana.
That's like right here, right over there. You know where Cheatham County is? You go around I-40, or not, like you're going to go down to, not I-40, I-24, like you're going to go down to Nashville.
Yeah.
And you go through Cheatham County, and then that's the first thing you go into from Montgomery County over there.
Oh, okay.
What's that town we go to over there? There's a town we go over there for something. Look at cars or something. We went to a car show or something. That was in Cheatham County. Wow, so you're like right from around here.
Yeah, we're just south of Clarksville.
This is the first time we've seen you here. So what we do is we work on a lot of Mopar stuff. I just got a Ford product, a 78 Mercury Zephyr. And we're like just a small garage, and we don't have a lot of no huge budget jobs. We just work on
We're just having fun.
We work on the junk we got, and a lot of times we have really good luck with it.
I mean, we've bought some complete junk and brought it back from the dead. The farm truck, I'm about ready to put it on the road. We were hauling wood with it. It's running good. Charles S. called UTG a jerk off. It was funny. Water off a duck's back for Uncle Tony. The something after the stock 318 challenge made me laugh hard. Yeah, they really didn't get along about that. I don't know what the whole deal was. I guess just because they brought him in and they didn't talk to Tony about it.
They didn't talk to Tony. They sent the heads to a guy Tony doesn't even know, and Tony had this plan, and it all changed and was out of Tony's hands. It was Tony's car.
Let's see.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, I'd ask Just Mopar Joe for some basic porting. Tim, I did watch at least 2, maybe 3 Just Mopar Joe 318 or 360 head porting videos. So I don't even need to ask him for his advice because he's already given it to me. I have been doing research, thinking about this. I guess I haven't really talked to you about it because you've been doing other things too.
You've done a lot of porting on the slants, so you're,
a little.
You know how not to ruin stuff.
I have gotten good at not ruining stuff. And I have 2 sets of heads. I have this set and I have a later set of heads. These are a better set of heads, I think, than the other ones that I have. So, B&R Racing says some interesting things. He says, before No Name Nationals, I ported a set of 1971 GTO 455 heads from stock 195 CFM to 270 CFM. It took me 120 hours. Wow, that's too many. With my home 3-angle valve job. Took about 5 pounds of cast iron. That's insane. All right.
So we're not going to do that. Okay.
That's
way
over.
It's scrolling by. And
not yet.
I'm
reading.
Okay.
B&R says I was home during COVID lockdowns. I built a 520 horsepower pump gas Pontiac V8 455 and my ported heads. Lots of free time. Yeah. It takes time. Absolutely.
Oh, Sick and Tired said, I saw your Merc vid and I subbed. Yeah, then I subbed. Yeah, then I just gave you a thumbs up. Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
And wait,
we do a lot of lives. We do a live every Tuesday night at 7 Central. That's in a studio in our house. And we have people send pictures of their cars and all kinds of things. So we show those up behind us. We shrink ourselves down to one side of the screen and we show all the pictures up behind us. We do that on Tuesday nights. And then we used to do a lot more up here in the shop. Maybe we'll get back to that again.
We will.
But we're here in the shop other nights. If we're here, we just go live. And
I had spinal surgery and it kicked my butt. And we weren't in the shop as much for about a month. And then we went to Texas last week and got this car. So but now we're sort of back. As long as weather allows and we have firewood to keep us warm, we'll be out here.
Hey, Olive just showed up.
Welcome to the stream, Olive.
Seeing guests off.
I saw her earlier.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
No, you're right. She said she's seeing guests off. Okay, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a great time and enjoyed your guests. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Here, Uncle Tony, this is your stock David Vizard modified 469 cubic inch 318. Yeah, it's a little... what? Yeah, that wasn't the way it was supposed to go. It was supposed to be like a home build thing, not like a super duper duper. David Vizard is a standard machining kind of guy. He turned an 848 cc engine into a 1251 cc engine with stock parts. That's the sheer depth of David Vizard's ability. Imagine a 48% increase on a 318. Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. B&R says, I felt really bad for Charlie. He got dissed. He did an excellent job. It does look like the guy knows a lot. Well, and he makes good videos. It went informative. It was like
Uncle Tony
political
had a
stuff.
plan, and it got way off the plan, you know.
It was communication issues. I
And
think if they would have communicated beforehand about it better, it could have gone differently. And it's a shame because it seems like everybody involved is actually really good people, and so it was just communication breakdown. It's a shame.
yep, it just got the whole project got
Yeah,
way,
and Charlie
way off,
got disked.
way
Yeah,
off,
I don't
way
see
off
where
course.
I think maybe he didn't even see it coming, or maybe
He
I don't know.
didn't. I don't think he even understood what the plan was.
Yeah.
He ended up involved in it somehow and
I think he was
his-
excited to be a part, and then
did his best work, and
yeah,
that
and
wasn't in the plan.
blew
you
up
know?
in his face. So I don't think he deserved, but I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe they all conspired, and I don't know who was right. I don't. But everybody seemed like it doesn't seem like anybody was doing something bad. The communication broke down really, really bad. I have a what Zonda said, I have a 318 I want to build. If I hit the lottery, I'll get aluminum heads. If not, I will do a basic cleanup and slight bowl work, hoping for earlier and broader power numbers. Yeah, you want to get it winding up. Charles worked for free. I know. Well, I'm sure that there were some big names involved, and he figured, well, if I participate, it will help get my message out and grow my channel, and that'll
Well, you
be
know
good
what?
for me.
It did. I had no idea who the guy is, and now I know who the guy
It
is.
did work, but
It
he
did
got a
work.
lot of bad. I mean, there is no bad publicity, but you don't want one of the big people in your area calling you a jerk or whatever. That stinks. But who was the fella who was new here? We are involved in a car club called the No Name Nationals.
Car Club, yeah, okay.
And we are here in Clarksville, and we have an annual event that we participate in that is in Sikeston, Missouri. It's about 3 hours away, and a whole bunch of YouTubers from all over meet up there at the end of summer. We have a big event. It's a lot of fun. And you get to meet people, you get to see people's projects. It really is a great time. And I mean, if you are local to Nashville, you ought to look into it. And the way that you can learn a whole lot more about that is by watching John Wilburn on Friday evening.
He should be on tomorrow night. Yeah.
Okay, so John Wilburn, he's the promoter for the No Name Nationals annual event. So he's all year hyping his event, and we're part of his group, and he helps people who. The thing about the No Name Nationals event is you have to be able to participate. Now you can attend the event no matter who you are, but to be able to participate in the event, you have to have a YouTube channel and you have to have 500 subscribers. And if you don't have 500 subscribers, we'll do our best as a group to help you get 500 subscribers by learning how to make good content that people will want to subscribe to your channel. And we encourage each other and support each other as best we can. And it can be a lot of fun, and some people even make money doing it. We haven't got quite there yet, but we have a lot of fun.
Oh, we make $1 or $2.
Sometimes we make $1 a day, which pays for coffee.
We had a video recently that didn't quite make $1.
Which one was that?
No, we looked at it and I laughed. Yeah, I mean, we got monetized, and it feels good to have the money go in that direction.
Maybe we'll make money someday. Maybe we won't. But the real value is the friends we've made along the way. And that's the real answer. Is like, otherwise, I'd just be off in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, trying to build old cars. But the No Name Nationals gives me community. And like Rick from RC Industries, he's another No Name National guy. We met him there. He's our
I met
friend.
him there the first year at No Name
He
Nationals.
came down and we made videos together, and it was a lot of fun. And I would never have got to do that unless I learned. And,
That's what it is. It's the whole group. When I first got to No Name Nationals, I knew Kim. I'd seen Kim on her channel, and I wanted to meet her.
And
So,
he knew Tony before the whole thing.
yeah, I done.
Although Tony's really not
Days with
involved
Tony.
with No Name National. So, sorry,
was-
moving on.
So I met Kim, and then I started meeting all these people that were there that were YouTubers. So I met a lot of people, but not nearly all of them that were there. In the second year, I knew some of them, but I got to know a whole lot more. And then the third year, it was the third annual No Name Nationals we went to in September. And it's getting so I know a lot of people now, and it's kind of fun, you know.
Yeah, and we
It's,
so we
it's
have this
quite a community.
big group of people, and they publish YouTube videos of what they're working on. So we kind of know where everybody is with their projects, and we encourage people. But you know, if there's an opportunity for us to like send people parts or help people get through trouble, like Bear Rose, the one night we were streaming, we were working on that Dodge Dakota, and our friend Bear Rose Garage, he says your timing belt's off a tooth. And we're like, how do you know that? He's like, I can hear it. I can hear it. You better check.
He was right.
And I turned the timing and checked the marks on the belt and everything. It was off by a tooth. And we were like, darn. So he literally, by watching our stream, he told us how to fix a vehicle. And we would never have guessed that the timing
we were on the wrong track. Oh,
We thought there was a problem with the lifters. We didn't know.
Fart Jack says, is there a flea market held during the event? No, but there are people that bring stuff that's for sale.
So yes and no.
Yeah,
There's
it's
not
like,
an official big one. Like I've been to the big Mopar events, and the flea market is enormous. It's nothing like that. It's just people bring stuff they have. But that's absolutely encouraged. To bring stuff to sell. And I don't think if you pay for admission, I don't even think they would charge you for a booth. If you paid for...
I think if I had a Jaguar XJS 5.3 US spec 267 horsepower engine, I'd make sure it was supercharged 660 horsepower TWR.
Super Cat. And a few short machining steps. Wow.
KJ Kiley, ever meet Lamb Chop? I did not meet Lamb Chop. That was, man, I was hanging out with Tony during all that too. And I just never met the guy. When did that happen? That happened.
But we do have a Valiant that was owned by Tony and who was the fellow that owned your Valiant? Why is that name not coming? We're really bad with names some days. Sorry. If it rains, the fleas do appear. Ask Russ.
I don't know what that's
Well, that
about.
would help support my trip. Well, Jack, it's something to consider, yeah.
It was Stubby.
Stubby, yeah.
I do live streams myself, but it's a small channel because I'm not worried about monetization. We're just friends cutting up and having a good time.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm going to have to...
That's a great where to start.
Is that Sick and Tired? I assume that's the name of your channel. I'll have to go find that after we're done tonight, and I'll get subbed to you so I can find you, and maybe we'll do some I'll pop in on your live stream. And
guys,
if you're having fun, we'll have to... I like stuff like that.
If anyone in chat would like to, please check out Sick and Tired's channel, maybe subscribe and see what they're doing with their live streams and throw them some support. And hopefully they will show up in John Wilburn's channel, learn more about No Name National School. We love bringing people in, good people. If you're a jerk, go away. Although we do have...
I'm a jerk.
We do have a section in the bleachers, in the grandstands for trolls. So if you'd like, you can be a jerk.
We got a section of bleachers that's marked for trolls, and nobody ever sits there. The trolls don't show up. There's one troll who's really annoying kind of character and really gave us all a hard time. And one of the guys, the second year, offered him airfare and a hotel. And the guy didn't show up.
Yeah, they offered to pay his way to get there. And then all of a sudden he got all...
And he wouldn't go.
All of a sudden he got real quiet.
He had no trouble giving us all that trouble, and then he got real quiet, wouldn't show up. That's
Jack,
pretty funny.
I can't promise what people will or won't buy, but you're welcome. And maybe
I missed something.
He says I have some cool car related stuff. general goodies, hats, patches, jackets, cool stuff. Double check with John Wilburn because we don't make the rules.
I see you in John. Yeah, I saw you in John Wilburn's show last week, I think.
But I would think that it's encouraged. Nobody can promise.
When did we get home? No, it wasn't. It was the week before. Where the heck was I? Maybe we were in a hotel room and I was watching John Wilburn. I don't know, but I think I saw Farts at Jack in John Wilburn's live.
B&R Racing said the first set of Pontiac V8 heads I got done and I realized I screwed up. Rare, now, 1972 Pontiac 400 heads. Deep porting, I had to start all over again, hence these other heads. Yeah, that's why I was watching Just Mopar Joe, and I was watching Charles.
He says I'm a great jerk.
Yeah, but Dean, you can't make it here because you're on the wrong side of the earth.
You know what we're all going to do?
I worked day and night a week straight.
You know what we're all going to do? We're going to pull some money and buy Dean a ticket
That's what they say.
to No Name Nationals so you can fly out there next year. We'd love to have him show up. The only thing is he can't drive his car there. Love to have a New Zealand car there, but I don't know.
Olive said, if I went, I would want to bring a little RV and supply coffee and maybe still photography. It just occurred to me.
Oh, you gotta just, you got almost a year. Somehow start working on it. I don't know. I don't know what your situation is. Ours is, we're not wealthy people. I mean, that's an extreme statement. We are not wealthy people. But you know what? Once a year, we find a way to make it there.
I mean, we do have some nice stuff, but most of our cars are just old.
Like Kim always says.
Everything we own is junk.
Everything we own is junk.
And it's a salvage operation.
She always tells me, I get so upset with myself because a few years ago I was making pretty good money. I just bought what I wanted when I wanted it. And now everything, she goes, that's a salvage operation. I go, yeah, it's a salvage operation.
Make the best we can.
But you know what?
We
have some good stuff. You know what? Right now we bought a wood stove. 3 years ago? We got it put in last year in the shop. I bought it to put in the house, but we put it in the shop. So now we have a shop. It's warm in here when it's cold out there, and we're thankful for that. And it's pretty good.
Yeah, heck yeah. And we've worked hard for it. Sick and Tired says, I do thank you, but I wasn't trying to advertise on your channel. I just enjoy what you do and wanted to say, hey. No, that's the thing.
Good. Yeah,
when we're streaming, this is like when we do our own stuff.
Especially if you're a small-time channel that does live stuff.
Yeah.
I want to stop in and see your stuff, and if you're a bunch of car people, especially.
But we're all about community here. Really, there's not enough money in it for us to be doing this for the money. We're doing it for community. So if you're contributing to the conversation, if you have interest in the community, then we want to support you. And we have done it for anyone who's in the chat right now. We would do it for, if they had a new video out, we would want them to come and tell us, I just made a new video. And we encourage that and we celebrate that. Who was it that had the video that they did on the trailer? They bought a trailer for $200 and they got 14 million views or something. It was that's amazing. Some people are going to have success and some of us are not, but we want everyone to be as successful as they can be. And I think that it helps us all as a group when we're successful. We want to see people be successful.
KJ Kylie says, I'm assuming Cabral doesn't attend. Cabral is the guy that
he's a coward.
Daddy's Money Garage, if you know who he is, that's a channel. Daddy's Money Garage.
They offered to pay his way.
And give him a hotel room.
He was like, I don't want to go to that stupid event anyway.
And he calls it the No Show Nationals. And I think he calls it that because he doesn't show up.
He doesn't show up?
It's pretty bad, but yeah.
He's a troll.
There's a whole section there for him, and he doesn't show up. It's pretty funny. You know what they were going to do is they're going to make him like, what do they call him, a color commentator?
Yeah, they were going to have him put him in an announcer booth
Put him in an
and
announcer
let
booth.
him talk smack.
And then he talks
They were going to let him talk smack.
He
That's
didn't
his thing. That's his
He
whole
didn't-
shtick.
and he
He
didn't
thinks
show
he's
up.
Andrew Dice Clay,
oh,
right?
it's
He's
like
always talking smack on everybody.
You know, you ever
Then
watch
he got
professional
scared.
wrestling? There's always that one guy that talks everybody down.
Yeah.
We were going to let him do that. And he
Yeah.
didn't show up.
Like we wouldn't have been nasty to him, but he got scared all of a sudden.
God, I don't know. He's just one of those guys.
BNR says, so it was 100 hours the first time, second time 120 hours of porting. Wow. What did I spend the last time I ported that Slant 6? And it wasn't a true
It
port.
it was a clean.
It was a good cleanup.
The first one you did was about 4.5 hours.
Yeah. And then this recent one was about the same. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a flow bench. I just know it's better than it was. I know it's better. There's no doubt in my mind. And I know I didn't ruin it.
Well, she went in there to get rid of the little casting flash and everything, and then did a lot more than that. But I don't know. We got a video up on it. It was done about a year and some months ago. It's on my channel. It's Kim porting a Slant. I think if you look that up on Google, it'll come up. Kim porting Slant 6.
Jack says we have traveled long ways and not sold things, but this place sounds fun. Jack, it is. And it's way more fun if you participate in the lives, if you watch people's videos all year long, you know their projects, you know the people, you feel like you know the people. You know, like when we meet people at events that we've been seeing in our chat and commenting on our videos all year, it's so cool. It's like you can't compare it to like if we went to a race, like a NASCAR race, we don't know nobody.
We're like in HRA.
We don't know nothing.
It's all the
I don't know
dog
any
cars.
professional drag racers, but when we met Calvin, Nivlak, Calvin and
Nivlak 57. They're out of Pennsylvania, and they've made it to 2.
it was
of the
like
no-name
meeting
nationals.
superstars, and they knew who we were.
Yeah, they
They know who we are. We're nobody. It's a lot of fun.
So those guys run some fast cars,
The heel, yes, Kylie, he's the heel.
and then
You would think he would want to come, but he didn't want to do it. I'm like, whatever.
then Dallas Brown, who's the president of the AHRA.
Dallas.
It's a AHRA sanctioned event, so Dallas is there with his Thunderbird, and that thing's fast. And there's a few really fast cars there, and then there's the rest of us that are there with. Yeah, it's whatever we brought.
You know what though? The people,
and we all have fun.
the people with the fast cars, they're just like you and me. If they see, that's the like barrier that brings us all equal, is like we have to have our subscribers, and they know that we all kind of have an equal degree of respect. We know how much work it is.
As Dean Stevenson says, the first no-name nationals saw people filing in on the lives. I know who 90% of the people. Yeah, you know, that first one I went to was a real eye opener, because I'm not a drag racing kind of guy, or I wasn't. Now I kind of like it, and it's, I took my first ride down a drag strip with Dr. Go in a not very fast car, and it's like, okay, now I've been on a drag strip, and John Wilburn. A bunch of us that hadn't been on drag strips before took us out there on foot the day before and walked us through. This is how the lights work. This is how all this happens. This is what you do. It's like, okay, now I get it. It's like the first time, see, I'm a pilot, so it's like the first time I went out on a runway on an airplane. It's like I didn't belong out there. And I had to learn all the little stuff, Well, it was the same thing with drag racing. I'd just never been out in a drag strip before. And so there I was, 70 years old, walking down a drag strip for the first time. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. I could do this. And, it's fun.
Jack says it's all about hanging out and being with friends, like-minded folks that jive. Absolutely. John Wilburn says it's like a family reunion that breaks out into a drag race.
Did
And
he say that?
You know what? We've been there a couple years and not like this year. We didn't race anything.
Okay, here's the deal.
And last year we didn't either, and we still had a great time. And
It's a drag race for YouTube content creators. You have to have 500 subs to race, but anybody can go. So the first 2 years, I didn't even have. Well, I guess the first year I didn't have a channel.
no, you didn't even have
The
a channel.
second year,
But everybody knew who you were because you've been on YouTube.
and your channel, you had over 1,000 subs, so you were racing the first year.
Yeah,
The second year,
in my van.
the second year, I had a channel, but I only had like 30 subs. Or
Oh,
something.
and the monkey bike. They have the monkey bike class. Anybody can participate in the monkey bike class.
So
It's just for fun.
Then the third year, I had enough subs, but I didn't have a car, so I just went and hung out, and helped Kim with her car, and we just had a good time. And she ended up not running because she had a problem with the car. So we decided that rather than work on the car for 3 days and not run, we decided to work on the car for 1 day and just give up and walk around and help some other people and just have a good time. And we had a good time.
Jack says, I got nothing to race or the subs. Can I race a mower? You can race a mini bike. There's a mini bike class.
Did you have to have the subs to race the mini bike?
You do. But if you start
can
now,
ride
you could
around.
have 500 subs by the end of the year. If you make one
Dart
video
versus-
a month.
Dart versus Zephyr next year. No, that may happen.
Inline sixes.
And they'd both be inline sixes.
You know
have
what?
25 more cubic inches.
I do, and I'm
Oh
probably going to
no,
have a
you
turbo.
have more than that because that's a 40 over engine. So what is that?
I don't know. That's only a couple cubic inches.
Yeah, but
Is it a full cubic
I
inch
have
more?
200 cubic inches. Yeah, but I have headers. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That would be interesting. That would be really interesting. Go out there and race against each other. That would be really good. That's better than a 333 cubic inch.
Sick and
thing.
tired. Which track is right near where you live? Where do you go? Because you're local to us. That's the other thing is you're local to a bunch of the other participants.
Is that track that's right off the side of the highway to the south side of I-40? There's one out kind of in that direction. It's right off the south side of I-40.
Winter is the time to make content. You better
I don't
believe it.
I don't know if that's it or not.
It's always a good time to make content.
You know, Kim, it's warming up in here. It really feels good.
You know what?
It's 65 degrees in here now.
That really works. Putting that fan there.
Open that up before you open that up. Oh, I thought you were going to open the door without the flue open.
No, all I did was crack the things. I want to get a little more heat
Okay.
out of there. Because I think we're going to be done in a couple.
I put one more piece of wood in there. Not a very big one.
You probably shouldn't put a whole lot more.
No, I don't think we should put it in. Oh, Buffalo Valley. Yeah, I've been up to Buffalo Valley before. I was out there with Tony with UTG. So I know that track, but, oh man. Is that the place? No. It was Music City where I rode in the back of Bottle Rocket and he did a wheelie. I was in the right rear seat of Bottle Rocket just to ride across somewhere. And Tony jumped on it. I didn't know he was going to do that. He put me right back into my seat, pulled the front wheels off the ground. It's like, holy crap! That was it was before he had the nitrous on it. It was a 318. I never thought a 318 could pull that hard.
Full wheels. That's pretty wild.
Fart Jack says, "Damn it! I got a couple hundred subs. I don't do any kind of car content. Yeah, but you'll get them."
Well, wait.
And you get close to 500. John Wilburn will help you.
Oh yeah, if you
we got up to about 400. I was struggling, and John started helping us a little bit with try this, try that, and then he at the end, if you're getting up close to 500, he'll have you on as a guest, and you'll have over 500 the night he has you on as a guest.
It feels really great to be part of a community of people who want to see you succeed. It's not like a contest between each other. We all want to. There's plenty of room in the world for us all to be successful. I think there is. Maybe there is. We think there is.
Yeah, technical videos I like making. It's a real hit or miss. People, you know what? There's so many videos out there that are automotive related that are so bad. They're bad information and wrong information and all this. But you get a bunch of people that are the small time YouTubers that are actually working on cars, and it's all good information, you know. So, um, yeah, Fartech Jack, where I'm trying to remember where you are. You're in upper part of Illinois. Man, you know where I used to live was I was in Rantoul, Illinois for a while, but that was many, many years ago. Many years ago. Yeah, big channel, successful day, entertain. Yeah, some of them do, and some of them are pretty good because they got in early.
Oh yeah. Those people generally don't want to be involved with us. The really successful people, they got.
Kim, what are you doing here with your back to the? You're like all of a sudden you're working on something. I know a lot about cars, engines, and stuff like that. I can wrench. Some just not. Yeah, I'm gonna have my stereo and turntable going. Again, reselling records.
Okay.
5 points for every head bolt you snap.
Oh, please no.
Yeah, you can turn that thing so you're like looking at the camera instead of everybody looking at your butt.
Oh, okay. You don't like when people look at my butt.
Near Peoria. Oh yeah, that's right, Peoria. Oh, you're wheeling that over there.
Oh, just getting it out.
Yeah, you can turn this sideways and then work on it. I don't know what you're doing, but
Taking this cylinder head.
you're what?
Taking this cylinder head off.
You're gonna remove the cylinder head?
Yeah. I could scope it, but I might as well just buy some head gaskets. Do this right. Make sure the valves are good.
You know, the only thing about music playing is we're all YouTubers, and so you can't video
Copyright.
copyrighted stuff. So when people are playing music, you can't video. So, in fact, I've kind of complained a little bit about that. You know, it's like, yeah, I like the music, but I want to. We're all might make videos, you know, and it stops us. So I don't know. It's okay.
I'll watch something.
Of course, that's the first day. It's Thursday's the free day, and that's the tech day and a lot of stuff going on. Friday and Saturday is all the racing. So once the racing, you know, it's pretty noisy. So you're not going to hear much music. The music you hear is coming from the headers, you know.
Oh yeah, there's lots. It's loud. It's hard to talk to people because there's so much noise. It's one of the disadvantages.
Ari did pretty good. What's happened to Ari? I haven't seen him in a while. He hasn't been on Tony's. He hasn't been here.
He's been working.
Yeah, he's probably working a
I
lot.
hope he's making.
He's a
good
young
money.
guy, you know. He's a young guy that's working every day, got family and everything. Unfortunately, I was sick and tired. Unfortunately, I've sold all my American Iron. So if I were to show up at an event, it'd be a KDM. Hopefully, I would. No, yeah, everybody shows up with all kinds of stuff. Who
Yeah.
was it? Who's the guy in Eastern Tennessee? Has the
Geometro.
yeah, it's a Geo Metro with a mid-engine
Yeah, no.
3.8
We
Buick.
all kind of enjoy whatever
So-
there is to see and learn.
Turbocharged
What year is
3.8 Buick mid-engine in a Geo Metro.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that thing fast?
If you like cars, you'll enjoy the people.
Oh,
That's what it comes down to.
and then the guy that was pitting next to us, the guy that we got his gasoline, It's cleaning fluid.
Who was that fella? He had the
That's
280 car.
Sean. That's
Was it
Sean.
280?
Sean. I can't think of his last name. Yeah, he's got a 280Z
That
or
was
260Z. Which was it?
cool. I don't remember. It came from California.
But
It was
of course,
super cool.
of course, he's there, and yeah. So,
Wow, the money he said he had invested in that car, I couldn't believe it. I mean,
Yeah,
I could believe it, but like I was like, all of a sudden it registered like, oh man, this is a car.
Harry, he's busier than a bricklayer in Afghanistan. Yeah, Harry. Yeah, Harry's a young guy that's got a job where he's probably a lot demanded of him, and he's got a family. He's got a lot going on. Oh, O'Brien. Yeah, that's it. Sean O'Brien. Sean O'Brien was right next to us with his
He was cool.
Z car. Was that a 260? It was a 260Z, wasn't it?
Okay, the 260 is
260Z,
the
yeah.
older car. He had that tricked out. He had some super good performance parts on that car.
Car which shows in the same one of my avatar. Oh, I'm trying to see the avatar. Okay, yeah, I mean,
What is it?
I can't see what it is. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. Sick and tired.
Yeah, tell us what it is.
I don't-
Goodness sakes.
Yeah, tell us what it is.
What kind of eyes do you think you get?
I'm. But the thing to do is tomorrow night find John Wilburn. That is the name of his channel, John Wilburn, and he comes on at 7 Central Time. Although he's actually in the Eastern Time, so he actually comes on at 8 Eastern, but 7 Central.
Oh, this has got the smog clog heads.
Smog Clog. Rick J. Ray, is that how you pronounce that? Ricky J. Ray has a Duster and a Ford Fiesta. Both are fast.
There's lots that could be done to this head.
The corporate music industry never seems to fail to strangle its own golden goose. This time around, world people experience world online so much the insane copyright claims. Yeah, there's some music I want to play, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. Make everyone censor music away from people's ideas of life. Yeah. I subbed him. I'll be by. Be cool if they ran a swap meet deal alongside. Yeah, I don't know. Talk to him, but I think, yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty busy place as it is, but I know people bring stuff.
Yeah, people bring stuff. I know he's not against it. We just never focused on it. So if you want to build that up, just tell John.
Yeah, see what John thinks of it.
I know there's no disadvantage to having a swap meet. We're a bunch of car people. If you got
It's
car
not-
stuff,
It's
hell
not
yeah.
really a swap meet though, but people bring stuff, and
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, I see a bunch of work I could do on there.
I see a bunch of work I can do. Buick Smith, good evening. How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, wait a minute, Buick Smith. Are you in Canada? Are you in the U.S.? Oh, no, you're in North Dakota, right? North Dakota. Nearly Canadistan.
Canadistan.
I played music in almost all my lives. No idea if I ever got dinged. Never looked. Well, where you get dinged is where you get monetized.
Well, yeah,
And
if
then
you're not
they-
making any money, it doesn't matter. Play
Yeah,
music.
once you get monetized, then whoever has the copyright wants your money.
Enjoy your music. Don't worry about it right now. It'll be okay. Just enjoy yourself.
So are those
That's the most important part about it, is enjoying yourself.
taking out the rush pods. Rush pods?
They're all the same.
Push
like
rods.
318, I think.
I shared all my music with Ari. He said 90% of it wouldn't play in California because it's wee marsh. What? He said 90% of it wouldn't. I'm not sure what that is. Felix Smith, this is the V8 for the Merc. Nope. This V8's a
Small block Mopar.
it's a 318 Mopar. No, you know what I'm thinking I'm going to do? See that Mercury I got? Things I didn't know. The guy had a brand new set of headers in the trunk that have never been put on, and it would be kind of interesting just to do what I can to that 6 cylinder, and then I can race Kim with her next year at No Name Nationals. And it's a drivable car. I can just drive it right now. The next year at No Name Nationals, I can race her slant six against my inline six Ford product. That'd be kind of fun.
I think what we need to do is we need to propose an inline six or just a 6-cylinder class. We'll make it foot brake only.
Imagine if Ford did that about car likenesses on social media. You would quickly not associate Fords with car scenes or city life. Or, yeah. Web marshaled off. Oh. Dougster, headed to bed. Good night, all. Have a good
night,
time.
Dougster.
Take care.
Potato. Everybody check out Dougster Wolverine Garage. He has Variety Channel. There's lots of cool stuff on his channel. Dougster is super fun. He's a cool guy.
You need an extension, don't
I like that.
you? Yeah.
Say goodnight to Lady Dougster on our behalf.
Felix Smith says that sounds like a great plan. Inlines for the win. I don't go there to be the fastest car. I go there to have fun, and that'd be a lot of fun,
If you've never done drag racing, right? So if you have a bunch of cars that are very different ages, different speeds, you just do a bracket race, and then what you do is you dial your number, and then it becomes less about who has the fastest car, and more about who has a good reaction time, or it's more like luck of the draw.
Seriously, guitar. I always delete the stream as soon as I end it. Oh, you really do? I don't. I leave them up.
You could.
It's not. You know what I do? I leave them up. I monetize them as soon as we finish them. I don't monetize them, at least not yet, during the stream because I don't want a whole bunch of commercials coming up during the stream. But I monetize it afterwards, and we make $1 or $2. But I leave them up because there's a lot of good stuff on here. And sometimes I go back and I was like, what did somebody say? I go back, I want to see it. Let's see here. He and our need to find Kim an old aviation mechanic Sue
Valve
grinder machine.
Yeah, I've looked into it.
And matching Sue 1710 angular valve seat grinder. What I have here at Farmhouse should be good at too. Yeah, we've kind of looked at that stuff, and we're always kind of looking at that. And that's something I would try to find. We don't have a lot of extra space. We don't have any extra space in here, but I'd make extra space. I'd find a way to.
Well, valve grinding equipment, we can. That's not.
Yeah, it doesn't take up huge amounts of room. It's
Yeah.
not like a fixture to
And
make
there
airplane
are
motors.
machine shops. Shacklets will do work for us, and then the machine shop up here in town will probably do valve grinding and stuff for us. But we don't have a ton of money for that, so hopefully this doesn't need a lot. I don't know.
Before high-end aluminum racing heads available now, I used to do a lot of valve jobs for people. I did some of that in high school. I learned to do like a 3-angle. This is B&R. I used to do some. I learned 3-angle valve job stuff in high school, and it was something I did. But then when I had my radiator shop, I had a really good machine shop next door to me. So, they did all my machine work, of course. Secretary, if you go to Ashland City, you can see a 64 Plymouth Valiant with 225 slant 6 that turns 7s at the track.
That's a fast slant 6. Man. We might just do that. Ashland City. Where's Ashland City? That's close by.
Mm-hmm.
We will do that. We will do that.
What happened here?
Sick and tired. Hopefully we will meet in the near future. It sounds like we share some common interests. And that's a good thing in life. You can never make too many friends. It's harder to make friends, new friends, as you get older. You know? It seems like people get scattered rather than collect together. And this has been a really cool way to bring people together. You know? And a lot of people are starting to learn that, chasing after the almighty dollar is not really the most rewarding things to do in life.
What's John Wilburn have on his shirts? On the back of the shirts? Says something like
Money, fame, community. There's check boxes.
checkbox, money, fame, community, and then the checkbox is on community, and that's why he does YouTube community.
And
It's not for money and fame.
the people who are hyper concerned with money and fame, they just don't fit in very well.
$10,000 in the engine in a slant. Yeah, it's
$10,000 in an engine.
in a slant.
Jeez.
Yeah, we
don't need to go.
don't
that
have
bad.
$10,000 in anything.
Yeah.
Do we have any vehicles with 10 grand in them?
all of our vehicles? We have 15 vehicles on the property here, and all of them put together, I don't think are worth 15 grand. 10 grand?
Yeah,
You
might
just
be.
paid a
Maybe.
price. No, nothing I own.
Well, I mean, you said 15 vehicles. I own 4 of them. So
Well,
you own 11 vehicles.
The Jeep is kind of nice.
The Jeep is nice. My car is nice. Your
Car is nice. I'll give you that.
what do you drive that's nice? Oh, you drive the Jeep.
I don't know. Nothing.
You have
Nothing I have is nice. Everything I own is
Oh,
junk.
the Dart. The Dart
But the
is
Dart doesn't have a motor in it right now.
well, it will. I mean,
It
it,
will,
did, and it
But
will.
it's just a crew cab 66 Dodge Dart. And it's got rust. It's not like a show
the
car.
bad
It'll
rust.
never be a
The
show car.
bad rust. We
It's
fixed.
solid. We
It's
did. We
fixed.
fixed it.
It's fixed.
The car is solid. It's not a problem, but it's not a valuable vehicle. It's just fun.
Secretary says I'd be looking forward to meeting you both. Well, that'd be fun. We'll have to get. Yeah. I mean, probably not too far from here.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Where's that? Where's it
Cookville.
said?
That
Oh, it's
basically
a
area.
little- it's a little
Basic
bit of
area.
drive.
Yeah. I don't know exactly
It's a
where.
little bit of a drive, but what does he say he drives? Did he say what he drives?
What do you drive, Secretary? What's your daily driver?
He probably told us and we're dumb.
Yeah.
Well, what's his project car?
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
has-
Project cars. Yeah. I don't know.
Tell us about it.
My channel going back to 2020, national guys never look at it. Just hardcore tech guys like you stop by and look. Too many daily drivers became boring and unmoddable. Well, my Mazda got modified.
Yeah, a little bit.
But just bought a Knipex spark plug wire pliers. Spark plug wire pliers. Oh, I know what you mean. Nice but pricey. Yeah, everything that's Knipex is pricey, but it's nice. I will watch more hardcore tech about anything when I have something physically here to apply it to. Well, if you're aren't you mostly woodwork? But then I know you know a lot about cars. I know by what you say that you're into Volvos and suspensions and all that kind of
I'm
stuff.
sorry I missed your comment. I read it and then I didn't read it out loud because we were talking about something else. We get to
Secretary
telling
says he's-
stories.
Secretary says he's an hour and a half away. Sounds about right. I don't
Oh,
see.
shoot.
We
Yeah.
we used to travel between, or I did a lot. Kim's done it a couple of times. Gone to Maryland from here, and I had work up there. So we go out I-40 to what is it, 81, and then go up 81. So we go right by there many times, but we're kind of not doing that anymore.
We don't drive as much. We're not as good at night or in traffic. I get really stressed in traffic.
I used to do lots and lots of long distance stuff. And we went to Texas and back. It was 625 miles there and back, or 625 there, 625 back. And it really knocked Kim silly. I was, by the time I got home, I could have gone another 600 miles. I was feeling pretty good, and I was enjoying driving my car. It's like I wanted to keep going, but she'd had enough, you know.
Boy.
I got my
Couple days.
upside down shirt on Tuesday evening. This is he signed for it. I'm unable to open it. Dealing with the cat funeral expenses. Will, my sister's needs, and figuring out the way forward. Yeah, Dean, you're going through a rough time right now. Let's see here. It says seems to be the deal with that brand, KJ. I missed something. KJ, Kinetics. Now I know what she's talking about. I finally had to break down
Oh yeah,
and get some
Kinetics.
nicer wire
Congratulations.
crimpers because my arthritis was making me waste too many connectors. Yeah, I've done that.
Oh.
I've wasted connectors because I didn't get it right. Buddy Carfano, my daily driver, 2013 Ford Raptor. Oh, you got a big truck, man. Yeah, those are something. I was down in Yuma. The sheriff's department got all those Ford Raptors, and they got rid of them just as fast as they got them. I don't know what happened there. Latest vehicles built with direct injection EFI is very expensive to modify. Yeah, I had a 2016 Mazda 6 with direct injection. What was really good about that car was it didn't use much gas. It was 38 miles a gallon, guaranteed. And then if you put 100% gasoline, in other words, no alcohol, it'll get 41 miles a gallon. And that was a good thing about that car, but you know, what fun is it? It was a very reliable car. But now I have a more fun car. I'm really glad I got that 78 Mercury Zephyr.
Yeah, that's going to be a great car. We'd take advantage of.
My day job involves more work on the house and land here. Well, sometimes machines and our tribe's cars, your tribe's cars. Mike and my daily driver is a gas hybrid. My project car is at 69 Camaro. People say I'm a contradiction. That's okay. You know, I was in Oregon for a while. Had a was a brand spanking new Toyota. What's the hybrid that they're Prius? I had a brand new Prius up there, and this is the total weirdness for me. But after a couple of days, I got used to it, and when I took it back, it took like 3 gallons of gas or something. Pretty funny. It's like that's all the gas it used.
All right, we're live streaming, everybody.
Oh,
Here.
so you're
Can you record me just for a minute? I'm just pulling this cylinder head off.
okay. So
Guys, I'm sorry for the delay, but sometimes we actually have to record.
we're gonna record while we're recording.
Because we actually do have a
You know what
YouTube
else we
content.
have to do tonight?
Got YouTube.
I don't have any
Shorts.
shorts.
We
for
have to make a
tonight.
short.
Okay, so you're pulling this
All right,
off.
so I took the head bolts out. I decided that I'm going to pull the
Yeah.
heads.
I've got you on here.
I've decided that I'm going to pull the cylinder head. So I got the head bolts out, the push rods, everything
You
are
think
out.
it's loose?
Yeah, I broke it loose.
Oh, okay.
It's coming
I
off.
didn't see you break it loose.
It's coming off. Hey, gaskets and all.
Okay. Do you know where do you have a place you're going? Oh, I don't know if that's a good place.
How's it look?
Looks like, wow, look at how big the valves are. That's pretty nice.
Not bad.
I'm
That
used
looks
to,
like
I'm
blue-
used to looking at these slant 6 valves.
This looks like the remnants of a Felpro or something like that with the blue.
Somebody's had it apart.
Okay. Well, I'm going to set this down. I want to get a look at the bores.
Okay.
They're dirty, but they don't look damaged.
Getting to see us make a video here. Oh, look at all the crud in there.
Yeah, but it's just a little bit of crud. It's good that we're cleaning it.
It's a 30 over engine.
Is 30 over?
It says 30 right
Oh,
there.
there's the 30s. Is it all the same? 30. 30. All right, so it's a rebuild or reman. Nice. All 30s. Not bad. How's
Oh,
it feel?
no ridge at all.
No. Ha ha ha.
Got
I done-
another one of these engines that has no ridge and it's
I
been
done
bored.
good.
Oh,
those
you
valves-
did really good.
Those valves, none of them looked all white. That means, woohoo!
Kim, you got an engine here that has
I got
no
an engine.
no
Whoop,
ridge
whoop,
on it.
whoop, whoop,
Hey,
whoop,
get some light down in here. I want to see what the
whoop,
cylinders look like.
whoop, whoop. I got an engine. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Kim,
What?
I want to see what the crosshatch looks like. There's a light down in there.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll just bring it all the way down for you so you can see the whole thing.
I'm not seeing that.
I'll get it right.
It's a dark hole.
Relax. I might need to put some rings in it.
I'm,
I don't know what that makes light. Here, I'm getting your...
Kim got steel toes. They're asking you. I get 10 miles per gallon gas. Oh, I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention to the chat here for a couple minutes.
I see a little crosshatch in it.
Not much, but yeah.
Yeah. And there's
What
a little
what
bit
I
of
really
rust
like
in
is
it.
that. Let me see right for a second. I want to get I got goo on me. Okay, so now I'm going to back off the camera so we can see you.
There's a little bit of rust, but nothing that's gonna mess it up. We'll clean it out and it'll be good. I'm glad it survived. This one looks like it's got some scratching in it though. I wonder if
You know what
that's
we'll do with that?
carbon?
You know what we'll do with that?
What's that?
My guess is we'll pull the pistons out
Oh, we gotta pull more pistons out.
and we'll hone it and put rings in it and it'll be a fresh engine.
It's
I mean, it's
definitely-
30 over with no ridge.
It does look worth building, huh?
Okay, Kim, I want to get back to my chat.
All right. It's looking good, folks. It's looking good. All right. Shut her off.
Okay. You got, oh, I thought my
I
fingers
got it.
caught.
Hey, thanks for being patient, guys.
Okay, I'm getting back to chat.
I mean, it wasn't all luck. I spent money, but I didn't spend that much money. I think I got a lot of value here, folks.
Let's see here. It says, Kim got steel toes.
No.
Let's see, I forget where Toyota Highlander Hybrid. I don't miss driving the big rig. 700 miles a day, yeah. That's,
Woo, that's hard work. Man.
all says I am a very generalist fix-it lady. Yeah, that's kind of what I kind of figured that, but I knew you had a lot of interest in cars, and I knew you were doing woodwork. But he says, I get 10 miles per gallon gas hog. Kim got steel toes. KJ Kylie was asking Kim, got steel toes? No, she's
I'm wearing
catch
the-
her out here in her slippers. She almost came up here in her slippers tonight. It's like she had to stop herself. Mike N says, the Zephyr's an awesome car. Man, I really am happy that I got that thing. I've been wanting a Fox body since I got rid of my last one, and that was like 35 years ago. God, when did I have my last Fox body? I had my last one, I had a Fairmont wagon. Oh, probably about 1996. Yeah, it's been almost 30 years. Let's see here. Dee and I have been going through similar last 13 months. Okay, that's B&R. Yeah, Olive says, scene with a scene. That's right. It's Kim's world premiere. Don't hurt your neck carrying cylinder head. Pain stinks. Yeah, she already got neck problems. Lucky dog. Yeah, it can be a real challenge being our racing. Okay, you're talking about mom and dad. My dad and mom adopted me. I had a rock in my 89-year-old dad. Olive says, I forget what this motor's for. We don't know what it's for.
We have not.
She bought a 318. It's for nothing. We need a body for this 318. It's not good till you look at the other side. Yeah, you're right. Bruce says it's not good. Don't say that, Bruce.
Why about me like that, Bruce?
I was really feeling good about it being a good engine until you said that.
No, it's gonna be good.
Let's
It's
see.
gonna be good. I feel.
Teen wife and kids been gone across the country since father-in-law passed. Taking care of mother-in-law with 2 houses east and west coast. Just me here. Wow. Being our holidays suck, Dean. You know what? This is the first holiday I've had that or the last couple of years, because Kim's been around. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Oh, it says I do love 318s, and you guys got 2A bodies. Well, yeah, but with their slant 6A bodies. I'm not going to pull my slant out, and she just built that slant for hers, so I don't know what we're going to put that one in.
I don't know. You can never have too many good engines, though, can you now?
So I'm turning my farmhouse living room into Pontiac 1970 Trans Am engine builder workshop.
Exactly. It's mine. I do what I want. We live in an old hillbilly shack.
We have an old hillbilly house.
The Del Campo is, I don't think people realize how literal, we live at car camp year round. The garage, the shop here, the house, it's car camp. If you did not want to work on cars, you would not live here. There's really not much else here. There's nothing around. Clarksville's not the most jumping town you ever been to. It's not that far, but
Sick and tired. Says, well, I'm going to run along. Thank you for the warm welcome and appreciate it. You'll have to scroll up to see about my ride. Y'all have a great night. We'll talk again soon.
we'll find
thanks
out. We'll
for-
come to your channel and learn about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't keep up with this because I was busy with that. But
Sorry.
don't forget to
Distracted.
flip those pistons. I don't think it'll make any difference because they're 30 over. 30 over? Is that what I said?
Yeah, they probably have it centered.
Aftermarket ones, usually the pin is centered, so it doesn't matter. But we'll see. That slant over there, they're flipped in that one. And they're not centered.
We didn't flip them. They were that way when we pulled the engine apart.
Somebody else already did it.
Yeah, they were going for the big horsepower, I guess. Bruce Culchin says, I have an 85 Bronco 2 with a 2.8 cologne. I started up. It smoked so bad the neighbors called the fire department.
Oh my God.
I didn't know you had a 2.8 cologne. Did you tell us this before? Did you tell us
You've
this
got a
before?
2.8.
I also have an 85 Bronco 2 with a 2.8 cologne engine. And I have a 2.9 engine on the trailer. That's another engine we need to transplant that 2.9 into the place of the 2.8 because someone abused the 2.8 to the point where it doesn't overheat. It blows coolant out the
radiator.
Yeah, out the radiator.
Out the radiator. Yeah.
It loses compression through the coolant system, which is a very bad thing.
Dean, we're the same age as 55. I don't know. Every day is a new day. You know what? I thought I was old when I was 55. But now I'm 70. And that was just like a couple of years ago.
Guys, I don't want to bring the mood way down, but and it's not a contest to who's had it harder. You went through divorce not too many years ago, and it was traumatic, difficult. You know what I mean? Actually, it was a mild divorce, but just being separated after so much time, you don't expect it, and it's difficult. And I have been separated, and my family, I don't see or talk to my family for the holidays, and it hurts my heart. And this community, you people, and having him in my life and this car club group and stuff like that softens that. It doesn't make it go away. It's still
It's good.
this though. I mean, having this to do, I don't know what else. I guess
That's
I just
that's why I like doing the lives.
yeah.
We do all the lives, and I don't monetize them. At least I haven't, and it's because I don't want the interruption. I'd rather have this.
This helps me. I like that I am a part of something. I don't have to be the most important person.
I'm pointing like they can see it. I'm gonna let them see it.
What's that?
Well, we got tangles here. This is what I look at. Oh, look at that. Pictures and pictures and pictures. There's my, what is that, a 40-inch TV?
No, it's like a 30. It might be a
Something.
36, but
But that's my chat right
I got
there.
it hanging. Show them it's hanging from some screws.
It's hanging from
and I got it on a
screws.
2x4 so we can
Oh, yeah,
move it
we can
around.
swing that around to point it the direction we can point it. This is our little studio. We had a house with a living room, and now we have a house with a studio. And those of you that hang out in here know that, but our living room is now a studio. Yeah, we're family here. I hope so.
Thank you, Mike. I feel that way, but I didn't want to bring it up in a way that made everybody feel uncomfortable. I don't want anybody to feel like pity for me or anything like that. Like, hey, we all have difficult times in our life, but like having friends, having community, it makes it easier.
It saves me a lot of therapy money. I don't have any therapy money.
You should be in therapy, but we have each other, you know?
Kim has your IT computer set up. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing.
I
The new
put in
computer.
some time. You know what we did?
I bought a computer.
We used some money that we had saved up, and with the help of some super chats and things like that, we got a new computer in the garage so we don't get delays.
Oh, how is that? Now I got to ask. We've been on this long.
Nobody mentioned tonight.
Nobody mentioned it. If it was,
Are we like kung fu fighting like normal, or are we fixed?
there's no max headroom, because I look over here sometimes. I see the max headroom thing, and I don't think we've seen that since the new computer. And I don't know if the sound, if our audio and our video are coordinated, or are they off? Don't know. Since we're family now, can I email my Christmas wish list?
Only if I can email mine. Olive says, I was on the run from my family a long time ago. It got better, but they're still far away. Yeah. The distance, I mean,
My family used to all be older than me.
yeah.
Now they're all younger than me. I'm the senior.
He
Jeez.
is. He's
Yeah. I'm a senior
the
now.
patriarch of the family. All systems go. All right, so see the new computer. The problem doesn't exist with the new computer. The old computer made us kung fu fighting.
Oh yeah, functionality seems great. I had the same initial trouble loading, but that was on your end.
Yeah,
Okay.
that might have been YouTube buffering. But yeah, we have a hard line from here to our router in the garage. The router in the garage has a special like antenna that is point to point to the house, and we have fiber into the house, so we have it set up pretty good. And the studio runs a hard line to the fiber. We get, I mean, we're really lucky because of where we're located. Even though we're way out in the country, the fiber line runs right like a block away. So we are hooked right into the fiber system that goes straight to downtown Clarksville, and from Clarksville it goes straight to Nashville. So we've got like hopping internet, and it's not expensive because it get it through the electrical cooperative.
Our ad blockers may be fighting wars of which we do not know.
This is true, yes.
Yeah, but
Although
ad blockers.
no, we have ads turned off, don't we? You shouldn't be running into, well, maybe at the very beginning. Does
There might
YouTube
be.
run-
I don't know what happens at the beginning. I have control over some of it, but I demonetize the lives until they're finished. And once we sign off, I monetize it, and then I go in Man, I I don't have any control over the commercials until the next day. And the next day, I open it up and look, and sometimes they're like at a reasonable spacing, and sometimes they're like every 1 minute. And it's like I rearrange it so there's like 3 or 4 commercials for the whole thing. And because YouTube, I don't really understand how they do that. I set it at the most conservative, and it's still too many. So I changed that, but I can't change it till the next day. But during the live, I don't monetize it.
Yeah, for $1 or something like that we would earn, it's not worth putting everybody through the annoyance of watching commercials every 20 minutes or 10 minutes or something.
It's YouTube.
We decided it was not worth it. We turned it off. So, I don't know. Maybe someday we will feel like it's economically something that we really need to do is earn that money. We had thousands of people in here, but it's just a small group. It's just us, you know? It's just you and me and...
Something I thought of. Oh, I don't know if any of you saw that fan I carried over there. It's a fan about this big around, and I'm blowing air on the wood stove to circulate some warm air around here. That fan used to be on top of the computer over here to keep it cool.
Yeah,
We don't have to do that anymore because we don't have an old overheating computer anymore.
Yep.
So
We're
yeah,
really
super
lucky.
chats paid for that.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
you're pulling the other head.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I should be done because we need to work out some shorts.
Oh,
for
I
you.
gotta do
You
a
have
couple
any
of shorts.
ideas?
I don't know.
Does anybody have any ideas?
There
It
was
seems
something-
like the simpler they are, the better.
I thought of something I want to do for a short earlier, and I've completely forgotten.
Well, once you
Well,
think
we've done shorts right here during the live.
we have. Sometimes it's cool.
Let's see here. What
I don't know, but as soon as you're ready, I'll stop what I'm doing. This isn't a priority.
be
This
it
is-
or I pay for YouTube Premium, I never see ads. I do as well, and Kim does not. And the advantage to not doing it is she understands where the commercials are, and I don't. But if you pay for it and I monetize something, I still get paid because YouTube takes pieces of that money you pay and pays the content creators that you watch. So, but other ad blockers that come from somewhere other than YouTube, I don't know how that, yeah, basically cheat people that are monetized. Yeah, I paid that. But Kim suggested that maybe I should stop doing that because then I'd understand where the commercials are. So I don't know.
Well, I caught a couple times where we had problems. So one day I was like, why am I getting some
Oh.
commercial every 3 minutes?
She was like, there's commercials every 3 minutes. And I looked, it was less than that. It was like every 2 minutes and something, there was a commercial. Well, I went in there and fixed it. But now I'm learning that every video I have to look to see where the commercials are and go in there and clean it up because some of them are like, on a 30-minute video, there might be 2 commercials. And some of them, a 30-minute video, there might be 30 commercials. It's like, what? That's wrong,
Obnoxious.
And I go fix
Even
it.
if I want to watch a video, I'm not going to watch that many commercials. I don't even like clicking skip ad that many times. It's obnoxious.
Yep. So
And we didn't
I try
know
to
that
keep
we
it
were
to a
doing
minimum.
it.
Yeah, we didn't even know we were doing it. So, Kim, I'm looking around to see what I can do.
Anybody got any suggestions for shorts? Never see ads premium. Well, YouTube wants us to make everybody join a membership so they can get their piece of the action, and we don't want to do it. I don't
What have I got here I can do?
I don't know.
I'm running out of tools. I'm going to have to get a new thing to do, a new thing
We
to
cannot
do
buy
for
new
my...
tools any more than we can buy new cars every time we want to do more.
Oh, Tim says, since we're family, how's your crock pot doing? Mexican Spec says, I bet she forgot about it.
No, it's on
No,
low.
what she did was put it on the low, like the simmer, hold it just.
It's cool.
And she said the carrots weren't quite done anyway, so
I'll be done now.
they'll be done now.
No doubt. We'll be done now.
Oh, and I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, but I want to get some shorts done. What are we gonna
We
do,
need at least
Kim? What are we gonna
one.
do? What are we gonna
Need at least
do?
one. What? Anybody got any suggestions for shorts?
Man, who knows what this is? Who knows what these are? Look at these things. Look at these things. This is my favorite light bulb. It's a Philips. It was the first Philips LEDs, and they quit making them. These are great light bulbs.
They burned out.
And only have a few of them left. Longer shorts are better. Just above the knee. It's Mexican spec.
Nice Mexican spec. I thought you were gone for the night. I didn't even know you were still
Yeah,
there.
he's still there. That's pretty
That's
good.
awesome.
You know,
Thanks
there was
for hanging out.
something earlier. I wanted to ask Mexican spec. It was when we were in the house, and I told you about it,
What's up?
and now I can't remember what it was. I cannot remember.
Well, don't say I cannot remember because you're just reinforcing the forgettingness. You say, I'm going to remember, and when I do, or say something more about the thing that you couldn't remember. BNR Racing, you can tell how an engine was running by looking at the piston tops, carbon deposits or not, color of exhaust valves, skim and buff, shorts made. Oh. Well, see, he likes to do tool shorts.
Yeah, but I'm running out of tools to do shorts on. I'm running out of ideas. So maybe I'll have to do some new shit with something else.
I think you should do car parts or mechanical knowledge. See, the thing of it is, you don't want to do mechanical knowledge and then, like, you don't want to claim expertise that you don't really possess. I had a headache, so I was laying low. I'm sorry, Mexican spec. It was right behind my right eye, side eyebrow. I don't know why I have it. Did you eat anything unusual today? Because allergies can trigger migraines. Did you drink enough water? Because dehydration can trigger migraines. But there's other things too. So I'm sorry that you're having a headache like that. They're miserable. Thank you for hanging out, even though you can't focus that well. I'm taking this other cylinder head off because I can't hardly just do one anyways. I'm gonna do both, so I might as well take it off while he's figuring out something for shorts. I found that I can't tell him what to do, or because he really has to be comfortable with what he chooses, or else he won't be able to do it good. But sometimes I'll harass him. I'll say, no, that's not good enough. I don't have allergies. I just drank 1 liter of water. You might have allergies that you're not aware of. Not like sneezing kind of allergies, but like I have food intolerance kind of allergies. There's certain foods that I can't eat. Like I have a wheat intolerance, and if I drink certain kinds of beer, they would trigger migraines. I don't drink beer anymore, but when I did, and it wasn't the alcohol, because I'd take a few sips of, what was it, Miller Genuine Draft. Cluster headaches. Right, Mike. Came on lightning. If I drank Miller Genuine Draft, it would trigger a migraine. It was terrible, and I think it was because of the wheat or whatever they used in the beer to. Also, 8 pistons and exhaust valves should have similar colors and burn patterns. I agree, BNR Racing. I have seen, if you pull a head off and one of the exhaust valves is bright white and all the other ones are like tan, you know that valve was burnt. Yeah, and if you have one cylinder that's wet and all the rest are nice and clean, or if you have one cylinder that's all covered in carbon and all the rest, you know you got something up. You know something's up. This engine was not burning even. Maybe that carbon on the back might have been a product of the smog, the EGR system. There's a lot of carbon on the back 2 cylinders, but hardly any on the front 2.
I have a beer quality floor. The PBR I usually have is just above it. Nice. Artificial sweeteners and MSG give me headaches. See, Tim figured it out. Tim figured it out. I had some food allergies when I was younger. I had to work out because they made me really sick. Oh, look at that. I have rust in my headers. That's lovely. Yeah, artificial sweeteners and MSG. You never know what's in your food. Like a really mild case of food poisoning can come across only as a headache. I mean, most people would have a stomach ache, but some people it might just give them a headache because they got a little bit of really mild food poisoning, botulism or something like that. Give you a headache. It's really weird to things. But the end result is the same. You got to figure out what. Kim, how did Iron City affect you? I don't remember. I think it was just, it tasted lousy and I didn't like it. I haven't drank since like 1999, so I don't really remember. But let me tell you, when Miller Genuine Draft, it happened once and I was like, oh man, I shouldn't drink that again. And then there was another time where I was like, that's what there was. And I was like, surely that wasn't real. So I knew I shouldn't probably drink it because I had that experience before. And man, it was like 3 sips of beer and it was like, ow, and I had a migraine for like the whole night after that. I couldn't even hang out with my friends. It was like, couldn't be around light and stuff. So I don't remember Iron City giving me any issues. Do they still have Iron City now? Or did that go away?
Iron City? Is that a beer?
Tim says, do you know what kind of headers those are? They were talking about them earlier. I don't see a Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark, that's booze.
Well, I mean, like, they're not labeled or branded.
Okay, I found a tool I want to do a short on.
Yeah, no, I don't know what kind of headers they are. They're tri-Y, triple Y. What do they call it?
Tri-Y. There's 3 Ys.
Okay.
There's 3 Ys.
Okay, to be in the right location and do your thing,
I'm gonna do it right here. You can do it.
you got to be over here because of all the lights. I will get you a table. I'm sorry, you got to be.
I'm getting cold.
Yeah, it's getting later in the day.
Tell me, look right here, because you got lights all in different places right now. Just see how I am right here. Oh, you got goo all over your hands. You're gonna have to get clean first, and then we can set up for short. Oh, why am I getting cold? I gotta walk around now. I'm freezing.
Oh, because you got away from.
Oh,
the
I
heater.
got away from the heater. That's why. And I grabbed onto some tools out of the toolbox, and they feel like ice cubes, man.
Well, yeah, they are.
Whew. They're cold. You looking for the cleaner? Oh, you got cleaner here, cleaner there. It's pretty good. We took that cleaner with us on the trip. I was so happy to have that.
Yeah, we knew we were going to be working on cars.
Yep. Let's see if do you know what kind of headers there are? Let's see. A particular symptom there could be screen related. Maybe try a different angle and posture. I've thought about that. Also, possibly to pinch the web of your opposite thumb for
Oh, I've heard of that.
acupressure. Man, my brother, when my brother was in his
Wild
late
stuff.
teens, he was working for a guy that did acupressure, and he really got into that. He knew all that stuff. Tri-way headers were pretty expensive headers.
What did he say about tri-Ys?
Tri-way headers were pretty expensive headers.
Oh,
Don't know.
nice.
Oh, you already pulled them off, didn't you? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, you want me to have that again? Okay, I could use this.
Yeah, you could go to
Let's.
here.
Are you clear?
Can you go there? It can't do here. It's gonna mess everything up.
There's so much light around here tonight that we usually don't have.
I tried to make the light full
'Cause
so we could be working.
Yeah, because you did the light for the live.
Guys, we got to do a short.
We
so
got to
have
do a
one
short.
thing
You're
more.
going to get to watch us do a short.
He does one every morning, so he does not like it if he misses. He just doesn't miss.
Okay, so I gotta get my head together here for a second. Don't look like a fool. Let's see here. There's a lot of quackery about stuff like acupressure and chiropractic, but I know a guy who is very schooled in, I don't know what that word is. Shiatsu. Awesome stuff. Hey, my brother worked for a guy that was a physical therapist, and he did physical therapy and acupressure. And my brother really got into that, but that was 50 years ago.
Oh,
But
he says.
that's how I knew about it.
I absolutely believe there's something to it. I know that if you know somebody who knows what they're doing, that you can get good treatment from.
Oh, I'm making a mess here.
Tri-Y headers for a Pontiac V8 back in 1994 were $750. So this might be a nice set of headers.
Okay, Kim,
They seem well built.
I'm
You ready to go?
I think so.
Okay. Do your best to at least look at me occasionally.
You want some? See, I don't always look at the camera, and then she gets upset with me because I'm looking off somewhere or
Well,
got my head down like this.
you're-
I'm looking at what I'm doing.
I know
and she
you're
goes,
absolutely
I've got a
gonna-
video at the top of your head, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the problem. I know he's absolutely going to have to look at what he's doing, but you have to look up at least a couple times while you're talking and make eye contact with the viewer.
Okay, let's. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Set.
Okay, we have a piece of tubing here. This happens to be aluminum tubing. And let's say you need to cut off a piece of that. You can take a hacksaw and cut it off, make a big mess out of the tubing. Or you can use this, a tubing cutter. And on this thing, there's a little wheel on there. I'm not quite ready, am I? There's a wheel on there. And what that does is that wheel cuts the tubing. And you tighten it a little more, and you spin around, and you tighten a little more, and you spin around, and you keep tightening it like that, and spinning around, and it cuts a piece of tubing off like that. Does a real nice job on it. And then you can, there's a thing here, you can go in here, and you can deburr the inside of it. But anyway, it does a real nice job instead of hacking it off with a hacksaw. So, tubing cutter, good tool to have. Did I run over?
No.
Or did I run over during the...
I think I might have cut it off. You
Let
might
me
have to
see.
trim the back of it.
I might have to fix it.
Might have to trim the back
I'm
side
an
of it.
idiot. I might have screwed that up. So that's 49. Okay, we have a piece of tubing here. This happens to be aluminum tubing. And let's say you need to cut off a piece of that. You can take a hacksaw and cut it off, make a big mess out of the tubing. Or you can use this tubing cutter. And on this thing, there's a little wheel on there. I gotta redo it. There's a wheel on there. And what that does is that wheel cuts the tubing. And you tighten it a little more, and you spin around, you tighten a little more, and you spin around, and you keep tightening it like that, spinning around, and it cuts a piece of tubing off like that. Does a real nice job on it. And then you can, there's a thing here, you can go in here, and you can deburr the inside of it. But anyway, it does a real nice job instead of hacking it off with a hacksaw. So, tubing cutter, good tool to have. I boogered it up at the end. I ran my mouth.
Do you want to
right
do it
at the
again?
end. Yeah, let's do it again.
I mean, we can trim it off, but...
Yeah. And there's things I want to do it a little differently anyway.
Well, the other thing is, you could say there's a blade in the back, and you can use it to ream it out.
Yeah, but I didn't do that
And
right.
then the other thing you could say is, and this cutting wheel, if you bought a new one of these, there's usually a spare cutting wheel stored. Do you see it? Stored in the bottom.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so here.
I teach you stuff because I did plumbing. Plumbing was my thing. I just took my blood pressure. It's a 115/65. Well, that doesn't
who's
sound
this?
bad. That's normal.
Oh, that's
That's
72 pulse. Man, you know, I have to take blood pressure meds to get that.
Yeah, you do. Even with blood pressure medicines, you're not that.
Okay, so
Animatronic buff.
let me set up better because I was not set up, so I had to set up during the thing, and then
Tommy Hanlon is waving while we're doing the short. He's in the background waving.
Um, Everybody here knows I got my left hand's really shaky. Some days are worse than others. I was trying to solder earlier and it was so bad. My left hand is shaking today, something fierce. And it showed up on that video and I don't want it to show up. So, okay, I'm going to do it a little differently, Kim. It's going to be a short. You ready?
Yeah, ready, set.
This is some aluminum tubing. Let's say you could use any kind of tubing, but this one's aluminum. You could cut it. You could use a hacksaw, but if you use a hacksaw, it makes a mess. It just makes a mess out of the tubing. So if you want to prevent that, use a tubing cutter. You slide this on here like this, and you tighten that, and you spin this around, tighten it some more, and spin it, tighten it some more, and spin it, tighten it a little more, and pretty soon, the tubing just cuts off like that. And does a really nice job. And then on the back, I don't know how you do this. This thing pulls out, and there's a blade so you can deburr it, which is pretty cool. And then there's an extra blade in here if you need it at some point. But anyway, tubing cutter, great tool to have in the shop.
Perfect. 49 seconds. Action! I like to yell, quiet on the set!
You know how many times I've yelled that? Oh, somebody's leaving. BNRS checking out past midnight. Have to work Black Friday. Oh, yeah. Have
DNR,
fun, man.
thank you so much for hanging out and having such great conversation. We enjoyed having you, and I may be hitting you up for some help with some valve work if I can afford it in the future. We'll see how it goes. It was only 49 seconds, Mexican Spec. It was perfect. It's just a tubing cutter.
Tighten a little more, and pretty soon the tubing just cuts off like that, and does a really nice job. And then on the back, this thing pulls out, and there's blades you can deburr it, which is pretty cool. And then there's an extra blade in here if you need it at some point. But anyway, tubing cutter, great tool to have in the shop. Look behind my head.
The No Name National.
No Name National.
I know, I framed it up so it was in there.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
I'll go along
I
with
did good.
Okay, I've got one for tomorrow. I don't care about any more right now.
He's got one for tomorrow. It's cooling off here, I think. You're starting to feel
And
it.
we have 2 little pieces of tubing.
I don't know what we're going to do with them.
I don't know what we're
You
going to do. with
never
them.
know.
You never know. We'll have spacers.
So we got
I
our
made 2
shorts.
spacers.
I like to try and make them in batches, but some days you just make one. And
Tommy Ham.
Tommy, you didn't make too much noise. You did fine.
Oh god. So you get a preview on the short for tomorrow morning. I was trying to find a tool I hadn't done yet, and I hadn't done this, but I'm gonna have to start doing kind of move from the tools to I don't know, we'll have a car in here. Maybe we'll just do something on the car.
Car parts.
I don't know.
I get so excited in the presence of stars. We are big TV stars. Yep. That's a thing.
Hey, you watch our last video with we actually were with a guy that was a movie star.
Movie star.
And
He
TV
was so kind and friendly.
nice guy. Yeah, I don't know how many of you watched that video, but I put a link on there so you can click on his and on his it was a what do you call it, a trailer, or you called it something else? It's a
No,
like
I
the-
think it was a trailer.
trailer for the when he played Pablo Escobar, and it was he's a pretty good actor. So yeah, he's an interesting guy. Interesting to stand there and talk with a guy like that.
I noticed on the block there's a little thing for there's like a toggle for D or N, and that literally is for the day shift or the night shift. So this is
Really?
forged on the day shift. So
Really?
yeah,
Is that what that means?
yeah, I looked it up.
I didn't know that.
D and N. Day-
So they only have 2 shifts?
well, they only have 2 options.
When you need the tubing, it's going to be a hair too short now. Yeah, I thought of that.
So this is
That's why I didn't cut it in the middle. I only cut the end off of it.
this block is 4775. And the head's
April
not-
7th of 1975.
Yeah. Still a motor.
Yeah, 1975. Good year.
Yeah. I was born in 70.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 75. Good year. Kim, how much fire do we have left?
I don't know. I can tell it's winding down. So
Can you? I was going to say, but open up the trap before you open up the door.
oh, you know what? It's coming down. Temperatures.
Well, I just don't want it to leave here with a lot of fire left.
No, we're getting on the low end side of it. It's so hot that it was burning down.
Nitrous '07 me. Isn't it past your bedtime, young man?
Oh man, this
Is that me? No, I don't think so. So Nitrous '07 me. Good evening or good morning, whatever it is. Welcome to the stream.
I mean, I don't know. There's still a lot of heat in this, but it's getting to that time of day where we got to decide if we're going or we're staying.
Born to Run came out in '75.
Baby, we were born to run.
Oh yeah, I knew you were joking. Yeah, we kind of work at night in here. I don't know. We're both kind of night people, so we start the stream at. We usually start the shop stream at 10 Central time in the U.S. And Tuesday nights we go at 7 Central from our studio. But then
we started early tonight.
we started early tonight because it was Thanksgiving in the
And there wasn't
U.S.
too many people streaming. We figured we would come out and see people, say hello to people before it got too late. And there were a lot of people. There was like, within the first 15 minutes, so there was 28 people come in and said hello. That's cool.
Tommy Hamlin says 6:35 a.m. here in Dublin.
Oh, Tommy.
Wow, yeah.
You are early riser. I got
And then, well, you've been here. And then Tim says, wonder what the compression rate is on a 75.
You know, I looked up the numbers on these heads, and I think
Compression.
they're 9.
Oh,
to
that
1.
kind of
They're
compression.
9 to 1 compression.
Not like file compression.
I think they're 9 to 1, which is not
Oh,
bad for
that's
snog.
not bad. Yeah.
I mean, isn't the slant 6 less than 8 to 1? So they're a little bit hotter than a slant 6.
Well, okay, so how's the fire? It's calming down?
It's coming down a lot, yeah.
Okay, so if we leave here, we're okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't want to leave here with a big old rip roaring fire. But if we don't have anything, we got a lot of stuff near that thing, but I guess you know what I mean. We were really careful last year about keeping stuff away from the wood stove.
Yeah, we got to get more prepared. We got a lot to do. We have so much to do. Man. In a good way, though. We have lots of good projects. We have enough projects to burn the entire pile of winter firewood out here working. And by spring, we'll have some really cool things to show for our labors.
Felt Old Today saw 2,000 Camaro with classic plates. Took a minute to realize it's 25 years old.
Dang! They will get those on the day
I
of
can't
it.
believe it.
2000 Camaro is a classic. Wow.
What amazes me is I go in a store and I see the sign that says they won't sell alcohol to anybody that's, when they turn 21, and it's like, man, that was like yesterday. It's like, really? Y'all from Arizona. You know what? I spent a lot of time in Arizona, but right now we're in Tennessee. I worked in Arizona for many, many years. Worked in Yuma, Arizona. Is that where you're from? Are you from Arizona? We're in central, what they call Middle Tennessee. We're kind of south of of Clarksville, kind of quite a bit north of Nashville and a little bit south of Clarksville, Tennessee. Technically, I could put antique plates on everything I got. That was the question they gave me when I registered the that Zephyr that I just bought. And I said, aren't there some restrictions, like how much I can drive it? And she goes, well, you're not going to drive this every day. And I go, I probably am. So I got regular license plates on it because I don't want whatever the silly restrictions are for antique plates.
Yeah, that wouldn't even just be classic.
Nah,
That's antique plates. That's crazy.
nah, I was living in Goodyear. Oh yeah, Goodyear. Man, there's an airport there. I used to fly into that back when I was flying every day. Yeah, I used to fly into Goodyear. Uh, yeah, I spent a good part from '07 to like 2015, 2016. It was January 2016 when I left Arizona. And then I ended up going out there and working again, like kind of part-time off and on. But yeah, I spent a lot of time out there in Arizona. And then prior to that, man, I had a house in Phoenix for a while in the 90s. So yeah, I miss Arizona. So where are you now? You said was living in Goodyear. Uh, yeah, I like Yuma a lot. I really like Yuma because I'm a warm weather kind of person. And I'm sitting here, our fire's dying down, and I've got electric heater behind us, but yeah, I noticed the temperature we've got a thermometer hanging up there. It's starting to go down. Idaho. Oh, it's cold up there. I got friends. I got friends in, I got a lot of friends in Idaho. Really close friends that live up in, where Star is, or in Star, Idaho. And then, where's Barrows? He's up there somewhere.
I don't remember.
He's out probably where there's not a lot of people. And, but he's on the western, or in the east, more on the eastern side. That has classic license plates. Should I get antique driver's license? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I want an antique driver's license.
Was it you that talks about the man with the rock? With the number
Oh,
one?
there was a guy in Yuma that I worked with, and he was 2 years older than me. And there was a rock. It was about this big, and it was sitting on his bench where he's working. And it had number one written on like a black marker. He'd written the number one on the rock. And I'd seen it there a couple of times. And hey Jeff, what's that rock with the one on it? And he goes, oh, that's my social security card. So
Yeah, they're getting hammered in the northern climes. We're it's cold here, but it is nothing like that. And that is by design. We are here because we don't want to be there.
well, she's from Pittsburgh, which is
Ooh.
cold, and I lived in Northeast
And
Ohio.
damp. Cold and damp.
Northeast Ohio for 15 years. So after that, I moved here, bought this house in Tennessee, and I really wanted to get away from the cold white north. And I'd grown up like in Central California, and then I was in the military. I was in Northern California and Hawaii. That was nice. And Alaska, I was there in the summer, so it was pretty good. And then that Northeast Ohio thing, that was brutal. Oh, and when I was a kid, there was a period of time when I was a kid, I lived in South Dakota. So that was cold. That was really cold. And so I'm not really a cold weather person. But then after being in Arizona for whatever it was, all those years, I came back here, and this seems cold compared to Arizona, but I remember Northeast Ohio wasn't very nice. Olive says she misses New England. I don't know. I've got friends in New England. They always say, oh, I like the seasons. So I guess. But I know you get those nor'easters come up there and it knocks the crap out of you. I wouldn't want to live in that, but I don't know. That lake effect from Lake Erie is brutal. Yep. I lived in Geneva, Ohio, and then Geneva on the Lake, Ohio, and that's right there. You just get that lake effect. It's like 6 months of the year.
I want no part of that.
You got snow up your butt 6 months out of the year, you know. Yeah, dryer repair van zone, Pittsburgh. Man. And the salt on the roads, yeah. I couldn't believe how bad cars were up there. It was not good. Also says I lived in the UP. I'd still be there if Georgia hadn't bought out my ex's freaking department. So you lived in the UP, you're talking about the Upper Peninsula of Michigan? Well, that's one of those places I've never been. I've been in Michigan, but I've never been to the UP. You know, it's cold. You know, it's cold sanding streets after it rained today in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So you don't
sanding.
get black ice.
I'm thinking sanding. No, sanding, like putting sand. Okay. Well, I would, of course, want to take my rust-free vote. Yeah.
Oh, rust-free is so nice. Tennessee has rust-free vehicles. You look around, you find them. People are like, oh, it's all beat up, worn out. And you're like, but there's no rust. This stuff comes apart with the cheapest tools. Nothing, bolts and stuff don't break. They're just it's old, but it's not seized and rusted.
Yeah, Dean says, I used to live. Uncle Brian taking us through the seashore. Jesus. Yeah. But you hang out with Uncle Brian. I had to quit watching him. I used to watch him, but he ruined my morning every day. I got tired of it.
Oh, I used to love Uncle Brian taking us through the seashores. Spell check. Yeah, problematic.
Oh, seashore. I see. On Lake Superior, they panked the snow.
Packed.
Oh, packed the snow on the roads down, so it was
Rally stage every day.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Ooh.
You know, in Russia, I was in Russia in the wintertime, and they put sawdust on the roads. I'd never seen that anywhere before. They put sawdust on the roads. Of course, back then there wasn't much traffic. Russia, after it was shortly after the breakup of the Soviet Union, so it was as poor as it gets, and there weren't that many people with cars. Oh, panked is a word there. Okay. So, but they put sawdust on the roads, which I thought was really strange. 21 SC, good morning, night. I have a great Friday.
Leaving a like from South Carolina. Thank you so much for stopping in.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Subscribe and check out some of our videos. Hang out with
21's
us.
been here before, haven't you? I think.
Okay, maybe I just missed it. I'm sorry.
Or in John. In
right.
some live I've been in.
Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a good one. Buddy Carafano says, need winter beater with heater to keep your good car from rusting. Right. Yeah. Right.
You know, when I was
one that's about dead that you can get one more season out of.
When I was in Maryland, I bought that Jeep Patriot, and I bought it to use as a winter car. But it was almost too nice for that. And then I ended up getting shipped all over the place, so I stuck it in storage in an indoor storage place. Supposed to be for there a month. It ended up being there like 2 years. So that cost me some money, but that's probably more like a year. And then Kim went up there with me and we got it. So now we have that Jeep here. And we use it. We just took it to Texas and back. It was too good to be used as a winter car. So, yeah, that's what I thought. 21SC. I've been a subscriber for a long time. Yeah, I thought so.
Well, I'm sorry. I will try and remember your name. Thank you for popping in and saying hello.
You know that they can make ships like boats out of sawdust and ice.
Oh yeah, because then the ice
I forget
cracks.
what
It
that's
hits the
called.
yeah, it hits it only it's like stop drills everything. Sawdust and brewing hulls actually work well for winter roads, better than salt in some ways, especially if you don't want rust. You know, I never saw rusty cars in Russia, and where I was, it was 60 degrees north latitude and it's cold and snowy. Actually, the cold was more like northeast Ohio until you went inland further, and then it got really cold. But in St. Petersburg, because of the warm water there, it wasn't that cold. But if you got on a train and went east, it got really cold, like Alaska. But I never saw any rust on cars, but I saw sawdust on the roads. But man, there was just hardly any traffic. I see pictures of St. Petersburg now. It looks like the traffic looks like Los Angeles. It's crazy, you know. So yeah, everything's changed there. That was 25 years. It was more than 25 years ago. Almost 30 years ago now that I was there. DC was at Philly and Boston. She called herself what?
A dumb bullock.
I know, but I'm not going to say that.
Yeah. Buddy said he bought a 2001 Le Sabre from an old lady with every damage on every panel for $300 for winter. That's a good winter car. Le Sabre. The Volga 3109 has a lot of pounds to rust away. But
You know, the Volga's like what was the one I really liked was the 31, what were those things? 3101, maybe 3109. The one that's the original, that body style. The ones that came out like in 1972 or 73, somewhere in there. I really liked those Volgas, and I always wanted one because they're kind of like an American car. They got, you know, double A arms up front, and they got leaf springs in the back. And they got a little, the only thing is they got that little putty four-cylinder engine up front. But I really like that body style. And you can get those that are not rusty still. Although some of them they have a little rust on them. So I don't know if they put salt on some roads. Those, of course, from Soviet times. But I kind of like those cars. But now, you know.
Olive said they use grain hulls in a lot of places to protect the Quabbin Reservoir. That makes sense. Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
can't just keep dumping salt in the reservoir. That's people's drinking water. East of St.
Oh, that's right,
Petersburg.
Tim. You were in Yaroslav. Yeah,
Negative
minus.
56. Yeah, salt doesn't work that cold anyway, so you just make traction.
See, and I was in St. Petersburg in January, and the temperatures were very much like Northeast Ohio, but then got on the train and started heading east from there, and yeah, it got cold. Snow gets all crunchy cold, you know, and yep,
Oh, that heater feels good.
that heater does feel good, doesn't it?
You know what? I hate to do it, but we gotta wrap it.
We got to wrap it up. Yep, we've been here for what the heck? I looked up there. It looked like 10 o'clock. Nope.
It's almost three and a half hours.
It's 10 minutes to 1. I got the little hand, the big hand in the wrong position. Oh, man. Yeah, I forgot you were out there too, Tim. It's really sad the mess that Russia is now because I have friends there and it's just the whole thing turned into a mess again. It's really sad. So, yeah, we're going to call it. And I don't know when we're going to be here again. For sure, we'll be here Tuesday night at 7 Central. And
Yeah, we'll be in the studio.
I don't know if we'll be here again. What is it right now? It's Thursday. Friday, Saturday. We could be here Saturday night, maybe. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. If we're in the shop, we'll probably go live for a little while. So, okay.
All right, everyone.
goodnight,
Thanks
everybody.
again. Happy Thanksgiving. Get some rest, and we'll see you soon.
Adios.
Thanks, Mexican Spec, for being our moderator, and everyone who commented and hung out with us. We appreciate it a lot.